September.
Fantastic. I have another question for you. Which months do you see the hottest temperatures, and roughly what temperatures do those correspond to?
The hottest temperatures occur around July and August.
Guys, let me know
The
how
maximum
this sounds.
temperature during these months is roughly between 25 degrees and 30 degrees, 77 degrees Fahrenheit to 86 degrees Fahrenheit.
You look here.
What's going on with the y-axis? Is this in Celsius or Fahrenheit?
The y-axis is in Celsius. The temperatures are labeled accordingly, such as average temperature, minimum temperature, and maximum temperature.
Hold on 1 second.
Yeah.
Listen,
so
I
as you
think
can
the
see,
solar,
not only can ChatGPT help you solve very easy linear algebra equations that I need help with, it can also interact with code bases and see the outputs of plots and everything like this going on.
And I think that's why E-Trade was out, and this was my first initial thought. Now I've reloaded it. All right, I've reloaded it.
A few minutes ago, we asked the live audience on X to submit a few requests for what they would like us to try out here. So I will take a couple of prompts. Okay, Bot Gaskar wants to know if GPT-4o is capable of real-time translation. Mark, you want to try this one?
Sure, yeah, let's do it.
All right.
Yeah.
I speak Italian, so we can just do English-Italian.
Let's try to do English-Italian. Sure, let's do it. Hey, ChatGPT, how are you?
I'm doing fantastic. Thanks for asking. How about you? How's your day going?
I'm doing great. So I would like you to function as a translator. I have a friend here who only speaks Italian, and I only speak English. And every time you hear English, I want you to translate it to Italian. And if you hear Italian, I want you to translate it back to English.
This is AI's.
Perfetto.
Mark, io mi chiedo se le balene potessero parlare, cosa ci direbbe?
All right, so. All right, that's it. Again, I just wanted to say, all right, you guys might lose me. I'm not sure. You might lose me. Solar flares, it's still happening. And like, I'm having issues on my end. E-Trade, it's like, this stuff isn't just, happening for no reason. And I ended up going, because I'm like, bro, what is going on? Like, there's too much nonsense going on today for there not to be something. And I ended up going back onto the radar for, you can use like, whatever source you want. But you can go to NOAA or spaceweatherlive.com or whatever. We had a R2 rating. It was an M. X is obviously the red and the big one, but we're still at high risk. Like, we're still at that, the 1, 2, 3 rating, that 1 and 2 rating. So we could have some more problems with the stream. Hopefully we don't, and we can move on and everything be cool. All right. Love y'all. Appreciate every one of you guys, girls, ladies, gents, men, children, women, grandmothers, pop-ups, all in between. All right, let me get the stream going. And this is C3 AI's conference again.
Let me know if we're doing a presentation showcasing how useful and amazing you are.
How it sounds, if it's really low on your end, if it's high.
Stop it. You're making me blush.
Amazing. Well, that's it for today on live demos. As you can see, this just feels so magical, and that's wonderful. But we also want to remove some of the mysticism from the technology and bring it to you so you can try it for yourself. So over the next few weeks, we'll be rolling out these capabilities to everyone. Today has been very much focused on the free users and the new modalities and new products, but we also care a lot about the next frontier. So soon we'll be updating you on our progress towards the next big thing. And before we wrap up, I just want to thank the incredible OpenAI team, and also thanks to Jensen and the NVIDIA team for bringing us the most advanced GPUs to make this demo possible today. And thank you all very, very much for being a part of this today.
Oh man, it was over. this solar flare's got me weird. Like, I can feel it in my chest. Yeah, that's over with.
NASA named its first AI officer.
How do you spell Aurora?
Feels like magic. It does. It feels, sure, a little spooky, probably a lot exciting in many ways. I guess the event, Deirdre.
What's up, MD? How you doing, buddy? Sorry, I was just putting out the stream. I ended up, I've lost this stream like 3 times today, and I'm gonna show you guys. We had a crazy, we're still getting big solar flares, guys. Like the readings are still in that 1 to 2 R category, and it's just, yeah, exactly, Mark. The auroras, that's exactly what, and I had that. That's the first thing that it came to my mind when I was having trouble getting out of my puts this morning. So I was like, you know what I mean? I was already on not tilt, but I was already on watch. I'm like, bro, I'm gonna get backdoored by this damn solar flare, and I'm gonna be in a position, and I'm not gonna be out, and I'm gonna lose fucking 2-3 grand, and I'm gonna just be, just get ruined, and I'm not for that, and I think that's what's going on. You know what's funny is I wonder if they're just not saying anything because they don't want the public to get crazy. Like, I'm not saying that there is or if there isn't anything. I always wondered about that. Like, could they keep it quiet? Like, if there was like a big something, or would they say, you know what, we got a half hour left. You know what I mean? I always wondered that. Like, would they keep it quiet so that there wouldn't be like a bunch of, like bunch of craziness like we see in movies? Or would they try to keep the secret and they just couldn't do it because one too many heads would know about it and it would just get around? I mean, because like I said, there might not be a lot of people here, but for the few that are here, I see, I have close, it's not like me, but my parents, we have close ties with, like, they don't have close ties with Biden himself. My dad's friend, the guy who he works for, and he's a billionaire. So when he has like 4th of July parties and Christmas parties, it's nothing for the senator, the state representative Biden and all them to be there. So you know what I mean? So I could see just from like that kind of interaction, like how, like if they even could keep something like that quiet for long, like, because there would just be, I feel like, too many people that are around them, and somebody would say something. You know how they are. Somebody would have to say something. So I don't even know if they could keep something like that quiet. But yeah, my nose is hurting. Like, my nose is hurting today. Like my insides are weird. Like, it's just weird. I keep losing the stream. So, and then again, I went ahead and looked, and we did get a nice reading not too long ago. It was actually this morning. I wonder if they're going to show it on here.
It's Carol.
Which leg are we operating on?
You mean arm?
It's all connected. Asking the right question can greatly impact your future.
Are you sure you're an orthopedist?
Actually, I'm a Sagittarius. Especially.
I did see also that SpaceX was having some issues today too.
Yes, I'm a CFP professional.
Let's go. I know somebody did post this. I think it was Bella something.
It's time to feed the dogs
Right here.
highly processed pellets. The farmers
And that was to Berlin 13/5/24. 14.
it's just real food.
Huh? Oh, is that? I don't know. But I don't want to go on the site because I don't trust it. But let me see what it's called. And I'll show you guys I'm sure you guys know about it. What's it called? See, currently we're at a C5.8. We're in a C, which is it's not in the one, not even in the one category right now. But we had one this morning at like 6 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. I'm trying to see what this let's go here. Yeah, Mark, that's awesome, bro. You got the you ended up getting short energy. I was doing the stream and I just
Your trusted local advisors, backed by specialists nationwide.
Feeling better already.
let's see if it's here.
Day of total relaxation.
Yeah, this is it.
If you're lucky, you'll leave with a shred of dignity. Somewhere to smile about. Ocean City, Maryland.
So you guys can see here.
It's just so beautiful. It's a really great feeling.
This is when it starts to become a problem up there
To me, ambition is about perseverance and grit.
in this area. You guys can see this morning. Now, if you don't know how to read UTC time, UTC, at least for Eastern Standard Time, you would just take you would take I think you would take 5 hours. So I would be East Coast time. I would be 5 hours before this, roughly like 4 or 5. So I wonder if this is also why some of the, because of the satellites even getting hit, if so, this is why we had these brokers and just all this weird shit happening today. Today's, what are you mean you or the overall market? I take it you meant you. That sucks, bro. That sucks. Hopefully it wasn't too big of a red day. I need to figure out what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go ahead and look at. I'm gonna pan this to the bigger charts if you guys don't mind. If for anybody that's listening or watching that's at work or wherever you're at, you're on your phone. If you want me to go to a chart, just throw it in the chart or in the chat, and I'll pull it up for you. If I'm in the middle of doing an analysis on one, you'll have to give me a minute and just say, hey, I posted a ticker if I don't see it or if I don't get to it. If you see that I'm going about business and I'm not, paying it any attention. So GameStop's just sitting here consolidating. I gotta say, I don't think I'm going to be, I want to try to short GameStop because I think until you get options above $35, $34, you're not really going to get a gamma squeeze into that 40 area. You could. I ain't putting my money behind it. The IV is killer right now. I took off my puts on the SPY. This is actually what I want to look at because I might get back in them. I don't know what to do because we have PPI tomorrow. It's like I want to be in something, and even if I gotta even if I just grab puts, and then I take some of that money and grab SPXL calls. Let me make sure that these are liquid. I could do UVXY. UVXY is pretty liquid. So how I would do this is see, I don't want to buy puts on UVX. I mean, I could, but see, this isn't really that liquid. Do you guys know what is another Yeah, no, I'm not. Yeah, I'm not, man. I'm not shorting it right now. That theta's way too high. It has now is not the time. I agree with you on that. What is another outlet that I could we could use SQQQ and TQQQ. That's right. I could use that. So let's go to the SPY. Alright, that's my plan. Let's go look at TLT. We're on a 15-minute chart. So I got short Friday. I put this trade on, and I'll keep this up just to see if we have any flares, and I'll keep refreshing it. But I ended up going short Friday, and I took that trade off today. So for anybody, I'm gonna start posting my trades in the chat. That way, if there's somebody watching, that they do take something that I take, even though I wouldn't recommend it. Just understand that if you do what I do, you know how to manage your own trade, because I'm not always going to be right. Or if I'm right and you trade options along with me, you got to get your timing and the direction correct. All right, I could be right on the direction and wrong on the timing, and we don't make money. So all right. So I went short. So I want you guys to see something. And you're seeing the market come in with a big gap up, get everybody psychologically all screwed up, whoever got inputs Friday, like me, myself, and I, coming in with a huge gap up, not down any money at all. And I was far out of the money. So that was my first inclination at something like that they were just trying to throw the psychology at traders, whoever bought puts Friday. SPY was that we gapped up a huge amount, and they were only down like a few cents, right? And it's not like we have a ton of time on these things, but we did have a little bit of time. All right, so here we go. All right, we have locate support. I think this is the level we need to focus on. So resistance, we came up. You have minor support here, right? Minor support, you rally, support. So Friday we rallied, and then we turned this, right? We turned that into resistance. So I'm like, okay, the break and the whatever, it's kind of done with, but not really, because you still have Thursday's high. So Thursday's high, boom, 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 and we still cannot get above that level there. We come in today, huge gap up, and what happens? We do the same thing we did Friday. Pre-market pivot low, resistance, right? So I would, maybe if I pull up, let's go to a 30-minute. What I'm trying to show is,
That's a great question. We've been tracking it very closely, especially over the last month. Look, equity volatility has
and I did do these lines here this weekend. Like, this is the range that I was looking for. I think we got to start turning this 521 into resistance, but I still am not comfortable shorting there because of Thursday's high. Like, I feel like this is where we need to break. We need to start breaking that. Well, let's see. Boom, boom. No, yeah, right here. I feel like we need to start breaking this level here at 520 to really feel comfortable about a short. Hourly chart, you're getting a nice long tail. What's it doing? Look, VWAP, 9 EMA. Boom, boom, boom. Rejection. Every single hourly candle is red, too. So that's a good sign. I just think I don't want to get like a blow-off freaking top and we end up, just rallying into the close only to come in with a gap down tomorrow because of PPI. So I want to be patient, right? That's what I'm doing right now. I think I want to start. My plan this weekend was saying, look, if I'm going to go short or if I'm going to go long, I'm going to use the fact that we have a resistance or support level that's broken, and we're continuing the trend or we're reversing the trend. And the only way that I think we could see a reversal of the trend is if we break this level at 520. Outside of that, if you start rallying right now and this level holds again today, and we still get some volume, and today has been very low volume too, mind you. All right, low volume. Like, this is a good sign, right? Turning that into resistance, but you're like, the volume is not off the rails, right? Like a risk off type of day would be. So that still leads me to believe we might have a scalp, like a long possible this afternoon. Take it back to VWAP like 15 or 521.50, something like that. I think the markets do want to go down. I do. I think we're not just because we're overdone, but there's a lot going on. It feels like there's a lot going on, and the earnings have not backed it up. But here's what I wanted to get at. Here I am talking and blabbering. Two things. The first thing is we have really, nothing stopping us. So we have a double. This is why I like the hourly chart. We have a double top here. But if we break through this double top, you have nothing here to stop us from attempting a new high. Back at like 524, 525. Like, look at that. Look at that whole area. There's nothing there, right, to stop us. So this is why I went short. If you look at the hourly chart Friday, we rally, boom, nice little bear flag. We turned that support and that resistance back into resistance. So that's why I was comfortable shorting Friday. And then today we come in with a gap up. So it's like, okay, what do I do now? All right, I tried to trust this level Friday, 521. It didn't work out. I didn't lose, but I also didn't win. So I'm gonna wait and just wait for us to pick a direction. It's up to you guys if you guys want to put a trade on, because you're not going to be able to trade options pre-market. That's completely up to you. I could, I don't know. I'll probably maybe take a stab at a small put for, like, depending on where the VIX is, for like Thursday or Friday, out of the money, and then back it up with like a call out of the money on like TQQQ or something. something that's like double, triple leverage that I could use like less, like let's just say, like, because the position is going to be small. Let's just say I spend $200 or $150 on calls on the SPY, right? And then I take $50, right? And put it in the TQQQ calls. That way I'm covered. That way if the SPY loses, I'm taking less position size, but still able to get that amount, and maybe I can break even and slightly go profitable. You know, the downside move is going to be the bigger move, in my opinion, because the upside, it's like, okay, yeah, we have room, but we have room to... So that's the other part that I got to think about. Which one do I want to be heavier in? I would rather be heavier into the downside. So that's right, you know. And as long, even if we go higher, if that could just pay for the positions, I'm cool with it. I tried. We didn't get the downside, so that's what I'm thinking about. Or do I wait? Do I wait? Let PPI come out, let it make the move, and then figure out whether or not I can still have a trade there, or if the trade's been taken. You know, this is the market, right? This is trying to tell the future. You just have to be able to align yourself with. Maybe we don't trade PPI. Maybe we don't worry about it. And if it does set up, we get it. But understand, we may not get a trade on CPI, retail sales, or PPI. And we'll go after a trade on like GME or another stock that has news and upgrade, downgrade, and we'll go with that. And we'll just follow the market direction. So those are the choices. You know, it's either you risk losing money, or trying to protect the money, losing a little bit of money, or don't trade it at all, right? Because the other side to that is you do make money, but you need to be worried about what really could happen, right? And that's losing some money. And how do you manage that loss? Well, you can make that loss small by just putting on a small position both ways. You just have to understand what you're doing. You can't just like buy the SPY and buy the Qs. You want to like buy one of them and then back it up with a double or triple leveraged ETF. That way you can spend less and get that oomph. So for now, I don't really have anything other than that. Okay, there was something else. Oh, so here, guys, this is also why I got into puts. And again, I hate that I blabbered. I have ADHD horribly. All right, so Thursday, we got the information that this is the main reason why I started to get into puts too. Where are we at? Come on, where is she? Bro, did I okay, no, it's right here. So if you guys look here, we got a the Fed is just draining liquidity here. And this is the SPY, right? This huge rally for bank term lending program, Fed balance sheet, and this money is being shifted. So it's done. This is liquidity, right? This is liquidity to help resolve an issue that was banks, the financial system in and of itself. So we got this decrease, and this is the SPY, right? You can see this double top here. And you can see this long rally. Like this coincides with one another. And we're falling off. Let's see if you get this right here. This is what we just got this past week. Right here. Let's see if we get this downside. Right? May 1st. May 8th. Alright. May 1st. May 8th. They're tightening. They're pulling back the reins, guys. So that should mean that financial conditions should start to tilt up. Where are we? Right here. Let me refresh this. All right, let me refresh it. Let's see if they're tilting up even more. No, they're going down. Are you serious? Bro, I don't understand. The Fed says they're doing quantitative easing or quantitative tightening. They haven't tightened at all. They haven't done anything of the sort. This is crazy. And I don't understand. I don't know how they expect to like get anywhere if they don't, you know what I mean? If they don't go ahead and do this stuff, right? Just do it and get it over with. Let's see here. I gotta log back in. 1 second.
spring and some headwinds in the pro segment could hurt earnings. But are you a buyer here?
Yo, that's so weird, man. Like, I just feel weird today. Like, I can feel like I don't know. I can't explain it, but I don't know. I don't know if I want to. It's just like like my nose hurts. Like I can feel, like I feel it. I feel like I feel it. Maybe I don't. It's not psychology because it wouldn't feel like it does. So there's definitely something still going on. Okay. I'm gonna dive some dumb NFT or shit on a trading chat room. Okay. All right. So. Boom. All right. I'm gonna watch this level. This is the level I'm watching. All right. Let's go look at the cues and see if we get any clues or anything, and figure out what we can do to benefit from the move. So we already rejected this level. Nice. All right. QQQ. You know what? I think SQQ. I was thinking about which. I mean, obviously the better one to the the Qs would be the better one to trade to the downside. So I was just thinking to myself, should I just grab calls? Grab a couple calls on the SPY, and then like short, and then get calls on SQQQ. So the Qs are actually relatively strong today, guys. You guys notice that the tech is outperforming today? Apple, PayPal, Apple's on a nice run. MSFT. Microsoft was my top idea this weekend, and I felt like they took this from me. So there you go. You did get the pop back above 50-day moving average. I wonder what this means. But what does it mean? Let's see. Yeah, I'm going to go over some charts, and I'm going to play CNBC. If anybody has questions or anything, start in the chat.
You think everyone's warning about a consumer slowdown and stagflation?
You guys would rather hear me talk?
Yet you
That's
have
cool. I'm cool with
such
that
positivity
too.
on a name like this. Can those two things both exist at the same time?
I suppose so. I mean, I guess it depends on what's framing your rhetoric on market conditions. I think it's more constructive than that. I see more of a not too hot, not too cold backdrop, and I think that intermarket stability is going to be good for equity.
My nose is killing me,
let's move on then to your final buy, which is Tri Pointe Homes, the home builder. Those shares have nearly doubled since 2021. Wedbush says higher prices and lower incentives are potential catalysts for the stock. Catalysts. Higher prices. Why do you like
my
this
face in anything?
It's another more of a mid-cap home builder. We cover it at the firm, so it's high on our radar with an outperform rating. Home builders, generally speaking, they've worked. They're established leadership. They've run up a lot. That doesn't mean they shouldn't continue to work. Generally speaking, we've looked back. Once the cycle's leadership is established, they continue through the balance of the cycle. And we think this is the second year of a bull market that has room to run. Here's a stock that's already out to new cycle highs. Market tape hasn't been able to do that. I see that as an indication of relative strength, meaning once those market conditions do start to improve again, I think the stock takes off to the upside.
It's so interesting. Again, just going back to what it might say about the rally having legs more broadly, like you've insisted multiple times, but also because housing, you might think, okay, did well for the early phase, time to rotate into something more, what you heard earlier, defensive, maybe not cyclical, but, better inflation hedge, something, although maybe real estate is that. So you think housing, though, can continue to kind of hang with the market, if not beat it, for the next couple of years?
At least I think in terms of these bull market cycles, 70% of them make it to their 2-year anniversary. Our indicators are not denying that roadmap. So at least looking out the next 6 months through the balance of the year, I think that works. That's established leadership. But with that said, sprinkle in some of those
we get a nice
newer
pop
momentum
here.
ideas that are starting to come into the screen, some
I think you
financial
could see
stocks,
this
some
pop.
capital markets. So it's about building diversity around the momentum factor.
So our last guest was turning a little cautious on financials, but that's an area that you think actually looks pretty attractive right now?
Oh, capital markets screens is probably one of the top industries for us. If you screen out the banks, which have really been just this beta trade really over the last since the great financial crisis. You have some really constructive looking charts there that are breaking out through big important levels.
Yes.
And they screen well for in our momentum work across capitalizations.
KBE
and I think
was
there
up
is one of our higher
good amount.
ideas.
Is that related to what
Referring
I hear
to
is
that,
just the
it was
incredible
up
strength
X
of the
amount
credit
this
markets?
month.
You know, the kinds of
All right,
debt that can be
KRE.
raised. Obviously, we've talked about the return of the IPO market to some extent, and that
There
becomes
are
a
some
sweet
nice
spot, I
charts.
guess, for those exposed stocks.
It's actually a really
That's
nice
what the
chart. If
drivers
you guys
the
look.
charts are telling the story. I think what's notable for us is just not one or two of these charts that are doing this, but when you go through that
It's a
group, and
sector.
you see the
He's right,
brokers,
and I've said
dealers doing
this.
that, some asset managers, private equity names, security exchanges, and really covering that that entire complex. Those are
Like,
the
look
charts
at
telling
that.
the story, and you have these equal weighted indexes moving
at that
above
prior
levels from the
support.
great financial
Really?
crisis. You really have the setup for structural
You know,
long-term outperformance.
this thing looks, if it can
Okay, so
keep
then
going.
finally, where would that leave you? And I know we have to get to your
No.
bail, but real quickly,
what the
on
fuck?
sort of the tech and momentum areas more broadly, we just talked about some of the meme trades. Would you fade that whole thing, or does that
Could
is
look
that
for a
fine
nice
to run?
rally there.
No,
What's
I stay
IBB
away
doing?
from low vol, high dividend paying bond proxies. I still think you want to be offense over defense. That includes tech. So industrials, financial tech, those are the three sectors that rank highest for us. I still think that we are in a what I would call a steadily paced secular bull market to be driven by those large growth
That's what
companies.
everybody's
I think
saying.
the steadiness of the NASDAQ is actually underappreciated with long-term rate of change levels nowhere close to what we saw in the late 1990s. The setup there is for catch up rather than catch down, which is what we've been saying.
I got so carried away, I forgot about your bail. So there is one stock, not
Is
to
she-
single out
is
Whirlpool
she,
too much, but the shares have been on a steady decline since 2021.
Is she-
We know the competitive problems, the price
she
pressures,
hitting
higher
on him?
promotions, tighter margins, a lot
That
of
sounded
headwinds,
weird.
and you'd be staying away from it.
Yeah, in a group we took a real easy one, Whirlpool. It's been an established downtrend. I always kind of say this. If it looks like this 2 years, 18 months into a bull market, what does it look
Sick.
like during the
It's
downturn?
moving. I don't
Typically,
think
the
it's
stocks
gonna
like
do
that
anything, guys.
Just collapse.
Could get
It
some
just
upside to
continues
it, but I'm-
respect that falling 200-day
They-
average.
this-
Excuse me. There's been rallies.
This, in my opinion, got ruined when it just took off out the gates. You know, a nice wick higher, this, that, the third would have been cool, but this move was huge. 80%. I feel like it killed a longer term run for a while. It's going to take a little while for this thing to, you know.
CFP professionals are committed to acting in your best interest.
It's unfortunate. It really is. It's unfortunate. But, you know, maybe I'm wrong. I could be wrong. I could be wrong.
But at T. Rowe Price, we're letting curiosity light the way, asking smart questions about our
Wait, why is there a 15-minute chart there?
how these innovations will create a healthy
Holy shit. I'm going to have to keep
questions, better outcomes.
an eye on this stuff.
Investment professionals know the importance.
I know I did put it up there.
Sometimes they need help cutting through the noise. Fresh investment ideas keep flowing,
Alright, let's keep it moving.
and to analyze the market from every angle.
Alright, so GME is popping.
At Allspring, we deliver the unexpected,
AMC going.
where others don't.
Alright, so Microsoft, that's what I was looking at.
With the Fundrise Innovation Fund,
I think I'm going to leave this alone. I wanted to see if we could get a pullback, and I think that, I don't know. I think this thing's playing games right now. Goldman Sachs.
Morning, everyone. Ready for the big meeting?
I have to write this project plan.
I just need to reply to 40 emails.
What a monster. I cannot believe we were in 410 calls at 406, 404.
That's why I'm Grammarly.
Like, that kills me. And we got them nice and cheap, but even if I would have, we could have swung this. You know, I mean, if we look at the daily chart and we see this stuff again, guys, like, look how long this thing just consolidated and broke out. And, yo, we were all over this. We traded the breakouts twice. Twice we brought it up. Right here. Right there. The breakout right there. Really, it was this day on the day of the breakout. It was right there. Look at this consolidation. 1, 2, 3. 3-month consolidation. Up above this support level right there. I screwed up. I should have said, you know what? This is one. I'm going to swing this. And, yo, we would have been... Yo, this could have made your year. You could have been done for the rest of the year. Or been able to sit on the sidelines and just like pick the best setups and not forced anything, because you made your salary for a year right there. I mean, it's just, and it was just clear as day. Consolidation, breakout, pullback, test it, bang, it's a wrap. Let's go. Listen, they also gapped up on earnings and pulled back to the gap and then lifted off. This was one of the only names that gapped up on earnings, not down. So I'm ashamed. I really messed up. This is the part of getting good at trading. Like, if you're a day trader or a swing trader, how do you set yourself up to capitalize? Like, if you're a day trader, to put on swing trades and really maximize these moves. I guess you kind of got to focus for it. You got to focus on what it is that you're wanting out of the stock, right? I should have done a better job and said, guys, we need to swing this, because I mean, listen, I did say that I thought we were going to break out to new highs, and I expected it to break out and make a new high. That was said. Right? It's not like we didn't know, hey, we didn't expect this to make new highs. No, we did. I just didn't know that it was going to just go from $380 to $560 in a month, guys, in 1 month. We could have bought far out of the money calls dirt cheap. This is what this thing does. So I'm going to put this one in my back pocket. I'm going to learn from this one, and I'm going to not let it happen again. All right, this is what it does. Like, you guys remember this back in October, this was, right? Yeah, 1013. It went from 295 to 395, 400. So this thing it ain't nothing for Goldman Sachs to just sit and run for $100 to $150, $200. That's not, that's not out of the unusual. So the next time we get Goldman Sachs doing that, I need to play the trade correctly, especially after this long consolidation bow. This thing might still have more room. It's probably looking to go to 550, 600. It's not going to just go straight there, but all right, that's all for Goldman Sachs. I had to say that so that I remember it, because I should have not screwed that trade up. I didn't screw it up, but I should have swung that. That should have been a swing trade, not a day trade. Hold on. See, look, my AirPods aren't working. I don't know if you guys can hear it or not.
We do get higher inflation and lower growth. What happens to valuations? And I think that could be really hard for the market to take at that point. So that's what's being digested, and I think the market's, again, forecasting, hey, maybe inflation does subside, maybe rents come down.
What's up, bro? How you doing, man?
Insurance, wages start actually slowing down. That's being built in right now. If that disappoints, you could see the market going the other way. And the 10-year, right? I mean, the 10-year is everybody's so focused on it. And then the other wild card is the debt. Like,
I gotta delete a lot of these levels.
There's so much
on Tesla
debt servicing to do with interest.
I forget what the number was we heard last week, Rick.
20-day failed break above.
The gross.
Yeah, I'm not. I have no idea. They're not really talking about anything there. Let's go pull this out. I might end up deleting all of these levels right now real quick.
And you still see a strong labor market, and you still see pricing going up. I think rates don't come down, and then you've got that countervailing factor. The bond vigilantes actually come back and say,
all right, so we're trying to hold here. 170. So I guess we would say our buyers are down here at like 164.50, 165. And they are stepping up. 168.
I think you can. I mean, you already shortened it down to the Fab 4, right? So what happens there depends on kind of those.
Bro, this is so weird. I am never one to get indigestion, and I have indigestion today. Yesterday, I felt like I had trouble, swallowing my coffee. I was just like, what the fuck is going on? It's just these solar flares. I know it is. I had a random ass headache Friday when we were streaming. I probably gave that to myself. I probably did that one personally. I probably caused that, but it was I don't get headaches, and randomly it just came out and hit me with one. I was like, damn. Man, there's nothing left on Tesla.
It's always good to have you with us. We appreciate you being here.
My pleasure. Sorry for the problems.
Oh, please.
Could get a failed breakout here. Hold on. 2 minute, 3 minute. Let's go to 5 minute.
Get over here to my house. I notice in my note that you say very unequivocally, we are heading for a financial crisis. I don't mean to question that at all.
Oh, this is cool. Leon Cooper. You know, there's a lot of people that are scared. If you guys watch The Compound with what's his name from CNBC, he said he was concerned. He was scared too.
All right, well, let's bring in our friend to talk markets and all things related. The one and only billionaire investor, Leon Cooperman, chairman and CEO of the Omega Family Office. Leon joins us on the phone today. We're having a little technical difficulty. Mr. Cooperman, it's always good to have you with us.
Leon does not sound
My
good,
pleasure.
guys.
Sorry for the problems.
Well,
They're
please,
taking them all away from us this year.
I think we got video now.
I am too. I'd be on the phone to whoever the provider is right now. Get over here to my house. I notice in my note that you say very unequivocally, we are heading for a financial crisis. I don't mean to question that at all.
One could only
but I'd
hope.
love to hear
You can.
No, I don't. Because I'm more worried about it than not. What would precipitate a crisis?
Bank failure.
A collapse in the dollar. We have
A
two
collapse in the
candidates
dollar, the
running for
market
president.
might go higher,
One is
bro.
bad, the other one is worse. What you visit
He
each
on his
one
pills again.
is a
Oh, shit.
function of your beliefs
No, I'm
and
just
your
playing.
values. And
The collapse of the dollar, Bitcoin ripping. Gold is ripping.
Looking at every stop, just spending every nickel we have. The recent proposal by President Trump.
All right, Google.
Expects to increase.
All right,
the
here we
deficit
go. We
to
might
$2
have
trillion
something here.
next year. We have a fully employed economy. The budget's supposed to be in balance. We're racking up debt like it's going out of style, and one of these days it's going to change, and we don't know the day. It's going to change when it's least expected. And so, in the 60s, there was guns and butter and crowding out. I think that we're going to have we have guns and butter. We're going to have crowding out as a consequence of the policies we have. Secondly,
let me just pause. Let me just pause, if I might, for just a second. I want to come back to the question we just were discussing with Surat Sethi, who's here on set with us, about the monthly carrying cost of our debt, which is truly amazing. But I wouldn't be doing my job, and you are free to say my political beliefs are mine alone. But you said one candidate is bad, the other is worse. Which is which?
Well, it depends upon your beliefs. I think that,
Well, I'm
That's
asking
true.
you.
And I thought the same thing.
My value
Do you care about spending, or do you care about the government
because very early
chokehold on you and your rights and what you do?
Cerebral palsy. You learn when you're 5 years old, you don't make fun
To
of
you and
handicapped people.
businesses. Or do you want the
Secondly,
other
he
one
dissed John
that's
McCain,
going
a
to talk
war
goofy
hero,
and spend money?
And he dissed Nikki Haley's husband. That's
Right?
not presidential
He's right.
conduct.
And that's how I feel it.
Disgraceful conduct.
So funny, I thought about that this morning. I
States
literally
of
thought
America.
the same thing.
Whether anybody agrees with you, whether people agree with you or not, I appreciate the clarity of your answer. I really thank you for that.
That's my view. That's my personal view. And then you have Biden, who's a tool of the left. And I think the left is ruining the country. So, we have, I've never seen two candidates running for president.
I think we all.
That basically have been more,
the ones who stand back are also helping
people who
to
don't want
run
to
the
vote.
country too. So if we
I
don't stand up
said
and
this a
do
year
something.
ago on one of your other programs,
Word of billion
NBC. Has been 1,700.
All right, Google's popping up
population
real quick into this resistance. I'm going to let him talk, and I'm not going to speak over him.
And 250,000.
But it's popping into that resistance. Nice green day today on low volume.
1,000,000 voters found
on low volume.
Washington, Jefferson, Hamilton, Mass, etc. We have 330 million voters. We found Trump. As a nation, we have to do better.
Well, I think there are an awful lot of people who would agree with that last point, and that is this the best we can do?
They don't want that man
Let's
talking.
turn back now to that financial issue. Sarat, why don't you jump in?
So, Mr. Cooper, a couple of questions for you. When you look at the market, and I understand your concerns, where do you find, I guess, on the one side, where would be some of the opportunities that you would be deploying capital, and then what are the areas that kind of give you caution and say, hey, red flag here, the red light is on?
My historic approach has been value-oriented. So I could buy an ADT at under 10 times earnings.
I personally think, guys, that we're going to start running out of things to buy, and when that happens, and I think we're almost there.
So Apollo is 12
They're not going to
times
continue
earnings. They're doing a great job.
to buy things at all-time highs, like banks and healthcare.
Very good management.
Big cap
Fidelity
tech
insurance sales
is not
6.5
making
times
new
earnings.
highs.
The insurance market is very tight. You know,
Right, that's our
all
leader.
these technology stocks suggest that investors have a very long-term horizon. Okay, I look at Manu.
So I'm trying to decide.
You know, the soccer team. In the UK, Mr. Radcliffe just bought a quarter of the company at $33.
Manchester
a share.
United
If you read his
back on the
contract
menu.
closely, he's got to come back for the rest. within
Yeah, I'll
the
go
year. He
over
can't
it,
come back at a
Emotion.
lower price.
Let's go over it.
The stock is $15. People don't have confidence. I don't think he spent, bought 25% of the company at 33 to lose money. And I find a lot of things I could be doing.
So, here's what I have. We have... I could look at this a couple different ways. I feel like... the first thing, if I'm going to trade Tesla... Like, today was a nice move. Today was a really nice move. I would watch out for... upgrades and downgrades, all that stuff, right? I was trying to see if we could get a retest of that, like 167, like that gap that we have up there. So we have a gap there. Like right now, it's like, so we last week we pulled back, we put in a double bottom on the 50-day. Friday broke it. And today you just, you gap and you go, and then that gets rejected up there at 176. Now, Friday I had gave out Tesla. I didn't say, hey, I'm in a Tesla long, but I gave out this trade idea, but I was a day early, which was let's take it, see if we can get a test back to 175, 176. When you guys see these dotted lines here, depending, like if it's the small ones, it's usually the target, and I had this for a target long off of the 50-day in this level here at 170 for Friday, but we never got it. What I would say is watch the volume. Today it has nice volume. Watch GME and other sectors. I don't know if Tesla's going to be in play. I don't know, because I'm thinking about GME, and what does GME mean and AMC mean for names, right? It means, watch out, there's a short squeeze going on. So all these names that are heavily shorted, which Tesla, there's shorts in Tesla, just because it's a large cap doesn't mean that they're not going to de-risk, right? Just in case something really pops off and things start squeezing, and popping up higher, short squeezing starts. Did we see that this morning with this volume? Like, look at this volume. We haven't had that type of volume in my opinion, in a little while. Yeah, we did have it, let's see, Friday, Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Monday. Yeah, last Monday. Pay attention to Mondays. It looks like Mondays are good. Friday, Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Monday. I honestly don't know, man. I honestly don't know. I would say this was your rejection. Watch 172. 178, 172. We're at it right now. If we reject that, then I would look to make a new low and get back down to like 165, 164, 165. But then again, look here. You have this green box, which is the 20-day. This red box is the 50-day. So it's like, even if we don't hold the 50-day, you still have the 20-day right there up in your face. You know what I'm saying? Today it was to the buy side. So it's like, I don't know if there's a trade there unless you get a long here and you try to take that to to high a day, like 174 or so. Let me actually pan this out. Here we go. Let's do this. See, now we have resistance at high a day. We solidified that as resistance. Or do we test? Yeah, here. What if we get this and we try this? Look for this. If you don't get above 172 right here, then I would look for this to get pulled back and take it to 169. You know what I mean? And is it worth it? Right? 172 to 169, that's $2. I think there's better opportunity out there. If you get above 172 and you start holding it, then I would feel comfortable with it. I'm gonna delete my my levels and put back what I what's more important. But I think this long rally and you taking back like the majority of that move, it's just not good. And there may not be a trade here, I'm going to be honest with you, unless you're a type of person that just wants to catch a move, right? From like getting short here at 172 and running it, taking it back down to low a day, right? It's all up to you. And me personally, I don't really, you know what I mean? No problem, emotion. Closes as a FDG. Look to buy low of day tomorrow. Yeah, if it could, yeah, watch that 20-day. But then then you're gonna start being bumping into the 50. It's just tough, man. This one's just like, you just have to watch this level. It may not be the best thing to trade when you have like look at this, look what Tesla's doing versus like look what Google's doing, and there's news behind like AI and all this stuff. Like support, resistance, tried to make it as support, fell. It's not the greatest looking either, but I can do more. I feel more comfortable with this than I do with Tesla. I feel like I could come up with both reasons. I could come up with both sides of the trade on Tesla. So I probably won't, unless we can get some news, I probably won't mess with Tesla, unless we're looking for a trade. And that's how I try to look at them. Like today, my best idea that I had coming into today was Microsoft. Microsoft did a great job Friday of holding the 50-day. We came in with a huge gap up, and I'm like, bro, they took the trade from me. You're right? So here we are. We're back above it. There's no buy-side volume, so it's like, that's the other part. Can we get along just to test 420 and act as rejection up there? Right? Can we run another test back to like, what is that, 417.50 to 420 right in this area? That was a serious drop. I don't know why it did that. We had, oh, look here, guys. You do have a dividend coming here in a couple days too. Wonder if you're going to get people to hop in to buy that. I don't really know much about, how, like, buying before ex-dividend. I don't know if this is ex-dividend. Let's find that out right now. Because you could see a nice little pop, and that setup is showing us that buyers are coming in for ex-dividend date. Damn, they pay $3 a share. I've owned Microsoft for a while, but May 15th. Ex-dividend date is May 15th, which means that buyers purchasing shares on or after that date will not be eligible. All right, so look, see if we get more people to step in here just to get that dividend, even though it's at highs. No. Let me look at this. Here we go.
Seemed unscripted, and it was working, and it worked really well. It messed up a little bit, and it even made a joke about itself messing up. Wow! And so it was almost creepy. It's like, oh my god, they're talking to like a robot person. It was really cool.
I missed that AI. They're talking about it on CNBC right now. See if you reject this trade line on Microsoft, bro. I have such a headache in my eyes and shit. What the hell? Look, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14. What size? 2. So is this right now?
CLOV, corporate health, popping to the high. price now up about 11.5%. Charlie Lima Oscar Victor.
So we did just get a pop up there, and I'm sitting here talking to y'all about how I feel weird. Again, I'm in the Northeast. Let's see here. Yeah, there's volume trapped at the low of the week from Tesla. That's why FDD trade. What's FGD mean? No, yeah, and I'm with you. That's why I say there is volume with it. Yeah, I agree, Mark. There is some nice volume there today. And here's why I brought up I wouldn't forget all the other stuff as far as understanding when GME is squeezing, what that means for other shorted names. Because it's going to trigger them all off. Like, not all of them, but you know what I'm saying. There will be a little bit of de-risking there. And, I mean, you held... Well, this is a nice hold here, and I don't know. I think... I just don't know what like... I just don't know if it's given us the direction. Like, are we going to just continue to go lower, or are we just going to consolidate here and sit sideways? Like, what is the plan? Right? What is the plan for this week? Are we going to run up and test and fill that gap? You know, we could. We're going to start to get oversold here soon up there at 174.50. You know, you got resistance up there at 175 and support down at the 50 and 20 day. Look, it's trying to turn this into resistance right now. Look, there's no volume coming in. Look, right there. Bink. Look at that. Watch it. See what happens here. See if it breaks. Look, there's no volume coming in there. There is, actually. I'm sorry. I take that back. What time is it? Damn, it's 2:30? And the volume isn't increasing? This isn't a good sign. Usually you should start to see the volume start to curl up. You should start to see, like, you know what I'm saying, like a curl up in volume going into the end of the day. And this thing is just going lower. Yeah, look at that. Watch that level there. You know, I wouldn't just watch the level, but keep an eye on time and sales and level 2. Alright, I'm not going to watch Tesla right this second. That could be a nice range. It could, yeah. Yeah, that's what I was asking. What is it? Yeah. What is FGD? I was wondering that too. This would have been a beautiful trade this morning. This would have been a beautiful trade. Nice increase in volume. You just got steady follow through. That would have been a killer trade this morning.
With income products from Bright House Financial, you can turn a portion of your portfolio into guaranteed lifetime income. For whatever the occasion calls for.
Wait. Here, let's find out. First green day. Oh, okay. That is a good way to look at it. When it's accomplished something. See, I will say this, you know, outside of everything, you know, today he's right about that. But what is one thing that we continuously see on Tesla? Sellers are willing to step down and sell lower. Buyers are not stepping up. All right? Buyers aren't stepping up. Sellers are stepping down. It's telling you that they want to get rid of it. So, you know, does that trend, is it going to start to reversal now? You know, this thing has been oversold for so long now. I think this is a good point. The risk to reward is worth it, and that's also what it's about too. Is right. What's our risk to reward? What are we gonna give up to get? Right. We're at a buy point here. We have volume on our side. Check 1, check 2. Risk to reward, check 3. Right. You know, this is actually a good buy point, and I might try it. Maybe I could get a little scalp here or something going into the end of the day. But the only thing that is concerning me though is I need to start seeing this volume start to like do something for me here, not continue to decrease. I need that. I need this thing to start doing something, because this is these are what like Fridays look like. Like you can see here on Friday, increase in volume, and it just got lower and lower and lower and lower and lower, even to the end of the day. You know what I mean? Usually we don't operate like that. Like you can see here, well, Tesla, it has been doing that till about 1527. So it isn't it's not unlike Tesla to like just not have any volume up until 3:30. So that's not anything new there. That's just something that it's doing. But yeah, this could be a nice, we could get a light look, and we got an increase in volume on that break. I might try this. I might use this 1 minute and look for a pullback to the 9 EMA right here at this 172 and try to take along the VWAP. Or even, you know what I'm saying, get a small little, even a scalp up to 172.50. But the fucking risk is not worth it right now. I needed to be a buyer down here. I appreciate it, man. So, like the bottom left of the screen, like if we had to say right here at 170, 169, you know, that is, you know, that is a nice, could be a nice little support level. I'm going to actually go to the other chart. That would have been, look, and that's nice too, because you got, okay, you got that low volume pullback to the 9 EMA, and you should start to see time and sales at the top right. The sun, I can see it, but the sun's coming through. And see if we get some buy triggers. See if we don't, you know, get a test of 172.50. You know, I don't know, you're going to make a whole bunch of money on it, but, you know, it's, there's something there. Bro, if you could take this from 170 to like 178 and get that gap fill from down here, it'd be a nice fucking, that'd be a nice trade. It'd be a really nice trade. So we gapped above this.
Wow. CBiz, your trusted local advisors, backed by specialists nationwide. You can learn a lot about.
Sorry guys, I wasn't looking at it. That's a good sign too. This is a really good sign that we did not try to turn this area right there into resistance. You can still get hit with a tail, but
U.S. officials have reached out to Israel over a demonstration that blocked aid into Gaza today. Video circulated showing a group of people blocking the convoy and throwing supplies from the trucks. You can see stamping them into the ground. They're protesting because Israel pledged to allow uninterrupted humanitarian supplies into Gaza. At least 4 people have died. Dozens more were trapped after a massive
see, it's speaking too soon. Man, this chart is just ugly, man. This thing is getting ready to get thrown right in the bin with AMD. I'm gonna say that right now. I don't think I've seen an uglier chart than AMD. Really. Like, I didn't think a chart could get so bad looking. Look, there it goes. Let's see if this starts to speed up the tape right now. See if it, because now we got official clear. We definitely cleared that level right there. See if we start to get some nice volume in there. I'm gonna put, all right, so we got Tesla there, Google. No, give me actually,
at $79.12.
JP Morgan. JP Morgan failed to hold. So that's a sign of a reversal there. Financials are actually like consolidating, going to have their first day red in a couple days. I like that. I like looking at it like that, Mark. I'm glad you said that. Yeah, exactly. That range is pretty nice. Spans the range. Let's see. Just like spans Tuesday. Let's see. We go here. Sorry, guys. Let me throw up a 15-minute chart real quick. Yeah.
Lower income households are under financial stress, says Mark Sandy, but the worst is at hand. Delinquency is peaking as inflation has abated and real wages are rising and credit standards have tightened. The data show that delinquency rates are highest from lending in 2022. The 2023 class is better because of those tighter standards that banks employ. Wells Fargo tracks delinquencies.
I might try it. Man, fuck.
2019 levels. You can see on the right side of your screen, Amex is best in class and Discovery, well, they don't look as good. The rate of increase looks to have slowed, however.
So what I'm looking at is right here. So I'm thinking about putting, because you can see, let me slide it over a little bit right here. We could consider, all right, this line here, which is matched up with that prior to the left of us. And this area right there, like this whole area. Come on. It's too small. Right there.
And Fed rate decisions are going to matter, especially to low-income debtors. The question is whether the Fed starts cutting rates before there is a more serious credit problem.
All right, Steve, thank you very much. Steve Leesburg reporting.
And then that also lines up with that pivot low. So that's where, you know, and you know, and it's good to think like, if like who's going to get short down here? Like if you're wanting to be short here, what's your risk to reward? Do you know what I'm saying? Wouldn't you want to be short up at 178, 180, 179? That looks a little bit more better, right? Why does that look so dark? I don't remember it being that dark. So yeah, I don't trust it. I'm leaving Tesla. I'm sorry, guys. I just don't trust it right now. It's good to play. Listen, the risk to reward's worth it. I'll come back to it in a minute, but I want to look at a couple other things. Like I didn't mean to get stuck on that. I do like it. Like I do like the long side of that. Higher high in on the one side. So put in a higher high on the one side.
Yeah, that's what we're seeing in our data. It's pretty interesting insofar as, you know,
Right here, right? Today?
From corporate reports, and it's almost become de rigueur to think that the low-income consumer is turning over. We don't really see that in our data. We continue to see the low-income consumer spending growth ahead of high-income spending, and indeed their labour market performance as measured by.
I've traded Tesla a lot. And it was, what day was it? And I posted it on Twitter. And so if you guys look here, it was setting up oh so bullishly. And I know some people that if they really didn't think or know what they were doing, they got hurt. Right here, May 7th. And I posted this. Tesla, I mentioned on my live stream, don't get sucked into a long. Wait and be patient. Ask me how I know. Ask me how I know because there was a day like this where it was like, whoa, look, you know, we're holding this range. We get another run back up here. You know, and you can see clearly it did not hold and break and hold 185, right? It did not hold it. But this would be to somebody, oh, look, it's in, you know, higher lows, putting in higher highs, testing the top end of the range. Like, just wait and let it show you. And look at the volume, guys, right? Like, look at all of that green volume. This could have been an easy day to get sucked in long, and look what you came into the next day. Look at that gap down. You would have got your ass handed to you. And you know how I know not to trust something like this? I mean, obviously, 185, you're up at that sell point. You know, even though we have all this volume, it was just like, I will never forget the day that I got sucked into a Tesla long, and I came in the next day with a huge gap down, and I was like, never again. So I had to learn the hard way. You know what I'm saying? But, so that's why I'm like, with Tesla, expect the unexpected. And when the market's pulling back, I don't mind being long Tesla, because that's what it's been doing. It's like, that's not something you should go off of, what I just said, but it has been having good days when the overall markets have had bad days. It's, you know, it's almost like some of the few big boys like to just kind of use this. I'm not saying they are, but you know what I mean, that it's been a nice little inverse ETF. So I think at the end of the day, if we were to look at this chart, sellers are stepping down. And if sellers are stepping down, if they want to sell at a lower price and continue to sell at a lower price, they want to get out. They don't care what price, they want to get out. They want to get out now. And it's not like buyers are stepping up to buy the stock higher like they want to get in. So just understanding that sentiment, that is a key, in my opinion. That's one of the best analysis you could use. Not like technical analysis, but just the underlying sentiment. If the stock is going down and you're just seeing selling pressure on it, you know, there's a reason. There's a reason, right? No, they're not. Nobody's waiting to get out at a higher price and waiting for a bounce. No, they went out now. They don't care if they lose money. They went out now, right? Versus like here, right? Buyers, gap up. Buyers, what are they doing? Buyers are stepping up because they went in. And whether this is because it is, you know, it's popping and this is sending off triggers for, you know, algorithms that are short, it's neither here nor there. Buyers are stepping up, sellers are stepping down. So until that trend changes, you know, just be careful. You have a lot right here. I think honestly, I think Tesla's going to sit right here. You have the 9-day, the 9 EMA, the 50-day moving average, the 20-day moving average, and the 100-day moving average working in here. But this is a good opportunity for a range play. I think it is. I think it could be. It could be. Doesn't mean it will be. But sorry that I spent so much time on Tesla, because it was kind of just like, what is going to go on with Tesla? Like, I am curious. Just like AMD, we got the answer Friday, I felt like. Like, AMD was just sitting here, and it's just like, what are you doing, AMD? Are you just going to sit here, like, because it wasn't even like a consolidation. It was just like rally trash, rally trash. Like, are we going to go down? Are we going to go up? It feels like it's been forever since AMD has had like a range, because we're so used to it. At least I am. Like, you know, rallying, consolidating, and then going on its next leg higher. So, oh, my little girl's all stretched out. Hi, baby. You okay? Friday took out the low. Oh my god, I have fucking indigestion. Yeah, Friday took out the low. We put in a new low. It's going lower. More than likely. But, you know, here's the thing. I still feel like, you know, it's... You have some stuff there to hold on to, like the 50-day. So it's not like you're just going to fall. It's like falling into a bush, right? Or like a tree. You're going to hit the branch, bounce, hit the branch, bounce. And you kind of got a little bit of time to, you know, you got a little time to waste, I should say, in the process. You know, yeah, we just trashed through the 50-day, hit the 20. You found some support there, and I love bug. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, you just got, there's just all kinds of shit going on right here. You got support, you got, not really, I wouldn't say support, but you do, you know? You break this level here, I would wait for this. I would. You do break this level, you ain't got nothing to help hold you up. Right? And you're going to be starting to fill gaps. And it feels like it's coming. Look at that tail here today. Like, what do you guys think in chat? Let me know. Do you guys think we're just going to head lower and, you know, before you know it, we're back here at 150? We're going to go test the bottom end of this range here at 160. Do we top, like, what do you think comes first? Do you think a test of 180 comes before a test of 160? Or do you think we get to 160 before we get to 180? Oh my gosh, bro. I have such a fucking migraine. You know, I'm not really worried about it either way. It's not something, like, Tesla's funny. Tesla's just funny. Let's see, Google. Hourly chart. That is good. Look where they pulled back to today. We made a new low. Shit. See, I could look at this because it's made a new low. Oh my god, bro, this fucking mouse. I'm sorry, guys. I didn't mean to shout in the mic. Made a new low. Hit the 20-day. Come in with a gap up, and you're holding that range from Friday. You come in with a gap up. Honestly, weirdly enough, a little bit lower volume than that selling pressure, which is important. But, you know, now what is it? What are we reclaiming? So we are reclaiming, but we still cannot get above 172. That is still a problem. So unless we're just going to consolidate right here to the end of the day, then try to rally, you know, off the 50-day. But, you know, like the reason I say this is I don't get comfortable with one way or another, because I could come up with 4 to 5 different reasons why I could be bullish and why I could be bearish. Right? And I know Tesla like the back of my hand. And the minute you think you're good, you know, like, it's a good thing I did not take that long to test VWAP. Well, it did do okay. It did actually get up there a little bit, but so you just broke. So here's how I would look at this too, though, is this has been a level that's been tested and support, right? It broke it, resistance, it reclaims it, and you rally, and what's it do? It rips it, goes back to it, rejects it, you circle your ass all the way back around, you bounce off of it, you break it again, you turn it into resistance, you hold the 50-day, you go up to it, you try to break it, it pulls back down off of 172. She don't even know what she wants to do. Yeah. And, you know, I don't know if it's going to end bad for them. I feel like it could, but I feel like, see, even just saying that, right? Looking at it from if you were to go short, or if somebody from an institution or just anybody, if you were to say, I want to short this stock, where do I want to short it? Would you short it right here? Is your risk to reward worth it? You know what I'm saying? Right now, we're holding the 50-day. We're rejecting 172. That's why I don't think it's a trade. I don't yet. I mean, we could go 2 weeks out on some calls to try to test the top end of the range. I would say for that, your risk to reward on the upside is a little bit better than shorting the low. Do you know what I'm saying? So if I were a person that wanted to be short, I would say in order for me to get short, it's not going to be right here. I need to break this low, even if I got to pay up for it. I need to solidify that the 50 is not holding, the 20 isn't holding, and this level, we break this level, we got a lot of room to the downside. Then in that case, I would put some risk on. But other than that, here, I need to be a seller at 178. I need to be short up at 178, 180, not 170. All right, 170, back, when was it? Friday, Thursday? Wednesday was support, you know. So, all right, we test the 50-day, we break the 50-day, we go right back up above the 50-day, off the 20-day. And that's the other part that I would say is we have major moving averages all right in that area to just like kind of like not give us follow through. So, you know, the earnings day was nice. So that's what I would say. You know what I mean? Everybody can see things. You know, we all see the same chart, but everybody sees something different. You know what I'm saying? It's just, I would just, you know, play both sides of the chart. You know what I mean? Which one can you come up with, you know, if you can't come up with one single reason why you should be short, it's probably the best long of your life. You know what I'm saying? If you cannot come up with any reason to be long, or short, I should say. So you come up with 5, 6 different reasons why you should be long, and you can only come up with 2 to be short, chances are it's probably a long. You know what I mean? So weighing things out like that, you know, can kind of help you. You just have to know what you're looking at too, though, you know. All right, anyway, let's go back. Let's move. Let's go to, what did LiDAR fall apart? Because I thought Friday, when that thing rallied at the end of the day, I thought that ruined that name. Nope, it's still, I'm surprised it's still holding on up here. I thought this thing was going to go to $4. Got this just rip and roar with low volume randomly at 230 was, I thought, ruined the stock or ruined the chances of that. Bro, this fucking indigestion, I never get it. It sucks. GME still just hanging out. What do we got? What do we got? What do we got? Give it away, give it away, give it away now. Let's go look at Apple. Let's go look at Apple. I'm on a 30-minute. Let's go to this. Let's go here. You can probably see things a little bit better. Bro, how is my right one dying? Sorry that was so loud. Bro. It was in my AirPod case the whole time. Alright. Does anybody see anything with... Let's go to the... You know what? Here, let's go here too real quick. Let's do a check-in real quick. Let's go to the heat map. Let's go to the heat map. And I want to go look at... Not just me, but I want to go... So these were... Let's see how Micron did today. There were a few upgrades and downgrades over the weekend. Not over the weekend, but late Friday. Let me refresh this. Bitcoin resistance. Still kind of consolidating. I would watch this pullback on Bitcoin. Like, if it continues and you kind of like notice you put in a higher low, I think that higher low, I might try to go after a long. Because honestly, to me, until, you know, look at the volume. The volume doesn't really back up a long. But if I'm buying right, you know, I'm losing less. Okay, if I'm buying right, I'm losing less. And if I buy right, it should not test where I bought it from. So this consolidation, if this is a true consolidation, if we get another little pullback that holds and solidifies maybe a higher low at like 61,500, right? We pull back there, maybe we try for a long if we start to notice a higher low being put in. And You know, we'll see if we can break up through that level. You know, I think Bitcoin's going to need time. We could see a long consolidation here. We could. But we could also get a nice little trade to go back and test that 50-day moving average on like Coinbase, MSTR, stuff like that. So that's that. Fuck. All right, Roblox. Roblox actually had an upgrade too. Oh, I didn't know that this was playing. Shit. RBLX. Okay, nothing. S-Box. Let's go to MU. Micron. Micron's a really good stock. I think there's a lot going on with Micron that people may not be aware of. Like what they actually produce, the product that it is that they produce. Could be. What is this? 122. Nice little support level there at 122. It's a failed break higher. Look at the volume. What's ARM doing? So we're NVIDIA. Let's look at NVIDIA. So NVIDIA, just a inside type of day. Keep an eye on NVIDIA if it no look, is it gonna hold VWAP?
I like to look at total comp, like we do in proxy season, right? With, you know, you have the base pay of the CEO, and then you have their bonus and their stock compensation, and their other in our world is endorsements. I mean, our players are getting more and more endorsements, but we need to work on the pay thing. But we've only been around 28 years, 50-year head start in the men's.
I'm just trying to look at big cap tech to see where it's at. Amazon had a down day today. Here, let me go. Look, you guys see how bad my ADHD is, bro? And I don't take Adderall for it. I always used to fight taking Adderall. Now, when I want to work, like, I should probably go get it. You know what I mean? But, like, it's times like these where I'm like, I need to just go call a doctor and go get it so I can just get my ass to work and stay focused. Because it's so bad. Like, it's so bad. Like, doing this, like, streaming is when I notice it. You know what I mean? I would just go from one thing to another, from one thing to another. Like, it's so bad. So ARM is up 7%. So semiconductors, outside of ARM itself, the semiconductors are pretty much flat. TSM is going red. Same for technology. Just, you know, you have a few of the names, Fortinet, Palo Alto, kind of the cybersecurity names. You okay? I gotta go feed her real quick. She's wanting to be fed. But the majority of the market is flat or down. You have some names that are popping. Let me go. I'm gonna turn this on. Look at Ford. I actually want to bring this up. I'm gonna turn CNBC on. Give me 2 minutes to go feed my cat. I'm gonna grab a Red Bull out of the fridge.
Build an economic model
and I'll be
for
right
the
back.
long term, meaning decades, not just 3 to 5 years, but decades. And now we have a lot of confidence that we're going to have those revenue sources both at the team and the league level, and our owners are all supportive of it. So we're going to do it out of the league 2 years before our next collective bargaining negotiation, and hopefully this will be a big success that we sustain over a long term.
Is there any demand internationally? Are you seeing that? How does
Huge
that all
low-hanging fruit, Sarat. You know, we obviously had a sold-out game in Toronto last year, a sold-out game this year in Edmonton. We'd love to bring our game to Europe. We have a ton of fans in Europe. FIBA, the international governing body of basketball, is very, very popular outside the United States. So Asia, Africa, a lot of our players hail from Africa. It's just such an enormous opportunity.
Don't some of your players play overseas in the off-season?
They do. Some of our players play overseas, less and less now, but still a portion of them. Some want to go play, some are from. We actually have about 17% of our players from outside the U.S. who their home country is in Europe or Asia. Yeah, some players do go. They make an additional salary over there. 40 games, not 80 or 82. baseball. So again, we're working on expanding our season. We expanded our playoffs, which are highly valued by our media partners, and we hope to expand them even more.
Thanks for being with us.
Yeah,
Good luck. Have a great season.
Thank you.
Have fun. Kathy Engelbert of the WNBA. And remember, you can always hear us. Be sure to follow and listen to Power Lunch on your favorite streaming service. Kathy's going to be doing that right now. She's going to go back and listen to that podcast. We'll be right back.
Over 1 million people have put Super Beats by Human blood pressure support supplements to the test. And the numbers tell the story. We have over 80,000 five-star ratings and reviews. We're trusted by over 120 pro and college sports teams. Super Beats is the #1 selling beet brand, the only #1 doctor, pharmacist, and cardiologist recommended beet brand for heart health support. See why we've won the hearts of people across America and get a free month supply on all bundles at superbeats.com.
Consumer Cellular, this is Sam. How may I help you? This is a butt dial. Well, somebody's butt. Just thought I'd let you know that with Consumer Cellular, you can get the same exact coverage as the leading carriers, but for up to half the price. Home warranty.
Focus.
Yes, focus on an American Home Shield warranty. It can protect your covered home systems and appliances like this AC with a repair or replacement.
Yes, thank you. It's home, not home.
Yeah, it's pretty sure it's home. American Home Shield. Don't worry, be warranty.
Clem's not a morning person or a people person, but he is an I can solve this in 4 different ways person. You need Clem. Clem needs benefits. Work with principals so we can help you with a plan that's right for him. Let our expertise round out yours.
Trading at Schwab is now powered by Ameritrade, giving you even more specialized trading support. Connect with the Trade Desk, our team of passionate traders, ready to help tackle anything, from the most complex trading questions to a strategy gut check. Plus, get 24/7 live help and access support by phone, email, and in-platform chat. Trade brilliantly with Schwab.
What if you could put aside your doubts and look to retirement with excitement? At Bright House Financial, we specialize in annuities and life insurance that help protect what you've earned and ensure it lasts. Bright House Financial, build for what's ahead.
All right, let's get some final thoughts from Sarai. You want to talk about Lehigh, where Kathy went and you went?
It's a great institution, and everybody should apply it.
I like the tie. My next door neighbor's daughter down the street is going in next year. So.
I mean, she is
Great alumni.
so
Tony,
impressive.
good luck.
Yeah.
She's done a fabulous job.
Yeah.
Can I ask you sort of matter-of-factly about the markets before we go?
Is that what we're here for?
Well, you know, we could go in many different directions.
I think what Mr. Cooperman said was it's a market of stocks. And really, if you're invested, look for the opportunities, whether it's in energy or commodities, industrials, and in tech. It doesn't mean you have to avoid tech. You know, people say, oh, you got to stay away. You can still own them. It's diversification and it's
For what's ahead.
All right, let's get some final thoughts from Sarai. You want to talk about Lehigh, where Kathy went and you went?
It's a great institution, and everybody should apply to it.
I like the tie. My next door neighbor's daughter down the street is going there next year. So.
I mean, she is
a great alumni.
so
Tony,
impressive.
good luck.
Yeah.
No, she's done a fabulous job.
Yeah.
So.
Can I ask you sort of matter-of-factly about the markets before we go?
Is that what we're here for?
Well, you know, we
Look,
could go in many different directions.
I think what Mr. Cooperman said was it's a market of stocks. And really, if you're invested, look for the opportunities, whether it's in energy or commodities, industrials, and in tech. It doesn't mean you have to avoid tech. You know, people say, oh, you got to stay away. You can still own them. It's diversification, and it's the size of what you have. One of the traps that we see a lot of investors get into is you fall in love with the stock, it becomes too big a position, and it doesn't matter what else happens to the rest of your portfolio. You can invest. I mean, we talked about how do you play all this stuff. You could be in infrastructure stocks, you could be in an Equinix or an AES, or you could be in other things that are going to do well with copper, Freeport, and if that's one part of the market, but then you can play.
You do have the sector that's kind of has some relative strength there today too. For Tesla. Let's see. So I'm gonna leave CNBC on, but this is just a couple minutes behind. We'll get to the 3 o'clock panel for the closing bell. Excuse me. So he just said the Russell is outperforming. He just said the Russell is outperforming. It's red.
Including Sarah Nason-Terrahano of Goldman Sachs Private Wealth is going to be here at Post 9 in just a little bit. In the meantime, take a look at the scorecard. With 60 minutes to go in regulation, we're still less than 1% away from those new all-time highs.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I was looking at it, because the sector was green today. You know, that's one of the sectors I was looking at. I'm like, you know, and Tesla was joining it, which is kind of rare, because if you've ever looked at it in the past, like you'll see Toyota, Ford, GM, they'll be green and Tesla's red. And actually Tesla's participating in it. So, you know, I agree with you, man. I do. I firmly agree with you. If we can hold those lows, right? The thing is like, I don't want to break the 50-day. I don't. I would like to hold the 50-day. That would give anybody that's shorted this pullback, it would give them a reason to get out. We broke back through the 50-day, pulled back to it, held it, solidified the 20-day as support, and now we just solidified the 50-day as support. That is a move higher, right? That is a move higher, and I'm kind of with you guys. Like I feel like the risk to reward at the end of the day is you know, I feel like it is to the upside. I would have liked to have gotten this level, but that's okay. We held the 50-day. So we'll see what we do at VWAP. I'm not going to rush it. The sector's green. Maybe we get a small little pullback tomorrow with a buyable dip. Maybe you get another buyable dip today with a gap up tomorrow. If I had to say, let's look at Tesla. Tesla's so oversold. Oversold. It's not even funny. This is nice. That 2-hour chart looks good. I'm gonna turn this on. This guy is he works with his brother-in-law. He's smart. I don't know if you guys ever see him on the compound, but they had a really good show. Him and his brother-in-law, they did a really good show.
And then within the
on Josh Brown and
first of all, within the Mag 7, you have a bit of a rotation here.
Sure.
But within the S&P 500, you see, like I don't think people realize, and it's just starting to get some attention now. The second best performing sector year to date is utilities.
Okay.
Now, obviously, that's part of the AI derivative trade that I think I've been harping on air for.
It's by far the best performing sector over the last month.
That's right.
I mean, it's not even close.
Yes.
It's a double-digit
No, it's definitely not irrelevant. I would disagree with that. And that's okay. It's okay that we can disagree. We can.
Well, people now are
it's okay that we can disagree. It's not because.
First of all, and again, just to reiterate my point on air, whenever we talk about NVIDIA,
we wouldn't have sat on the 20-day Friday and just sat there and sat there and sat there, like
particularly the semiconductors. And I'm not saying that I secretly you should buy the utilities the entire
time. I can't not say the 50 days
irrelevant. I'm not going to say that I wasn't saying that it's utilities.
There's no evidence to suggest.
Here's how I like to trade. I like to add up. I want to have a bunch of indicators lining up in the same area and or running into the same area, because here's what's going to happen. How do we get a shift? And like the reason is, like, what is the move, right? If we're talking about trying to get like if you're a person that thinks Tesla's going to go or wants Tesla to go, it's not about what we think, but what do we want? Do we want it to go lower? This is what we want to see. If we want it to go higher, this is what we want to see. In order to get this 50-day flat is just straight down, the 100-day straight down, 200-day just about straight down. How do we, this thing has got to start to consolidate and go higher to start to get these moving averages turning in the right direction. And you're about to get the 20-day, right? We pulled all the way back. Why? Because we pulled back and tested the 20-day, which is a pretty much two-week moving average, or monthly moving average. 422, 513. I just can't not the 50-day. I just can't. You know what? You could be right because we haven't tested it on the daily chart, but there's just been I don't know. I have to use it. I can't not say that's irrelevant. But could I say that the 100-day is more relevant than the 50-day? Yeah, I could, because you can see the 100-day is a clear support, resistance, breaks, test which is the blue line, right? And then what did we do? We ran right straight for the 100-day. So yes, in that case, I could agree with you that the 50-day wouldn't be as relevant as the 100-day. So, but how do we start to get support? We get indicators and moving averages along with support areas, which sets up buy triggers. And yeah, setup, it will delay all of your moving averages. It's supposed to. It's the setup. It will defy all of your moving averages. It will defy all of your moving averages. I mean, I get it. I just, I don't know. Because, like, I don't look at the moving. I look for the future. Like, where's my, like, with RSI, my MACD, with 4 hour, 2 hour, 1 hour, 30 minute, 15 minute, 5 minute, 3 minute, you can build the picture. And if I'm getting these moving averages to hold which support, you know what I mean? I don't know. I don't know. I feel like you're correct in that the 50-day hasn't been relevant for Tesla. I can agree with that because it hasn't been. But what is the setup? Would you call this a bear flag breakdown? Like this is the point, right? If I can come up with 8 different reasons to be bullish and 8 reasons to be bearish, it's not a trade for me. If I can come up with, look at this. Here's a bear flag, right? That you just retested on this chart. Right? I can come up with is that the setup? There's your bear flag. You break down, you pull back to retest it, and they're about to get short like a mug on this thing, and you're about to go back down to fill the gap. Because we also couldn't hold the 50-day. Like, not because we couldn't hold it, but is that 50-day going to help hold us there to grind higher and not let this pattern go? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I can come up with, like, all kinds of things. Like what is the pattern? First green day is the setup. Look, there's a first green day right here. You got your first green day here, and then you just got smacked right in the mouth. So, like, you know what I'm saying? I can't go by just because it has one green day. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just can't do that. Like, it's good. Yeah, we're going to identify, okay, it's green today. But does it get smacked in the mouth tomorrow and Wednesday? Like, then that doesn't do me any good. Because here's what is a fact. This breaks and it does not hold 167.85 and 168. She's done. She might even fill this gap. Whether or not it doesn't make sense to get short there or not, right? Because it's at the low. You know what I'm saying? Like, look at the volume. It's to the sell side at the end of the day. You've had a couple pops at the 50-day and at those areas, but if I were to pull it up, like, you know what I mean? Like, I can come up with all kinds of things here, and I agree with you that it's made progress today, but that's not enough for Tesla. I wouldn't recommend anybody, at least for Tesla, because look at this. We did so great on this run here, and then we just shit the bed. We consolidated, and you would think we rally, we consolidate on low volume, we should be able to break out. Nope. It just took a shit. So it's like, God, whatever that saying is, there was a saying I was about to say, but it's like, you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't on this, so it is what it is that, we held the 20-day. Right now you're holding the 50-day. You're holding that support level. So, you broke down Friday out of this pennant. You retested the uptrend and you rejected it. 50-day came in, like, I don't know. Like, what is the importance of 171 if I pull it back? There's really nothing there except the 50-day right here. So I don't know. Like, I get it. You know what I mean? I would agree with you, though. I would say if you're looking at Tesla and you're a person that uses moving averages to, you know, kind of, you know, meet you where, like, the moving averages and stuff are for entries and exits, is why I'm saying this, right? It's for entries and exits. You could use, that's what normally what they're used for. You're used for their long-term trending, long-term trending. I don't know. I don't know. But, you know, if the long-term trend has been down, 50 days down, 100 days down, 200 days down, like, do I fight this? I don't know. But I would say, you know, after all that's said and done, if you do hold this level and, you know what I'm saying, I just can't go by one first day green. Like, look at these first day greens. They're met with getting smacked in the mouth. First day green. First day green. Pip. You're done. You got backdoored. You're dead. You just got robbed and shot. And they got your address. Now they coming after your family too. First day green. Just, you know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. Like, I can't. With Tesla, I'm not trusting it. I don't trust it. You know, that's all. I would not put credence on one day green. You need to go green. You need to hold it. And you need to get some volume behind it and get that continuation and get something under you to give people reason to have faith in this, right? Because every time they tried to have faith, they just got shit on. I'm gonna be honest with you, they just got shit on. You know, every time we tried, you had 3 days of shorts in the market, and that's true. That's true. I mean, yeah, I mean, you know, hey, listen, if we're gonna go by what really matters, you know, it's like, look, the risk to reward is to the long side. You're green, you got volume, your stop loss is right there at that double bottom, just below that. You know, you could try. Come on, bro. Like, you could, you know what I'm saying? Like, let's see, 5 minute. It's still, I think you still have a little more upside, but it could just consolidate right here. That's a nice pullback, double bottom. That's a nice hold. I mean, the risk to reward for the range is, it's nice. It's just hard to just Tesla. It's like, you know, we got to think about what we're actually talking about, and it's Tesla. You know, this thing has just been getting crushed, and to try to front run a move and think that we can trust it it's a future and what's his name, Metro Grumman, right? It's a future Metro Grumman. We don't trust you, right? That's what I'm going with Tesla, because the minute you think everything is crazy, you get popped.
I don't think so. Certainly, NVIDIA could power the S&P 500 to new highs, but it would be very, in my opinion.
All right, let's go to Apple is actually funny too. Apple can actually, maybe it was just me, but Apple can actually, when it was starting to slide down, you know, I tried to get this 50-day rejection here, and I just missed it because I was watching something else, and it happened the day I wasn't watching it. But this thing was acting real shady and funny too. I was in the trade, and out of nowhere, it just shit the bed on a massive increase in volume and just drilled. And I'm like, damn, ain't nothing safe in this environment right now. Ain't nothing safe. It's a nice breakout though. I don't like I would have liked to have had more volume on that breakout on Apple, but it's got a price target upgrade at 215. Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, you know, we can forget it, but we have to see, you know what I'm saying? We have to identify what are other people seeing and how are they going to react to it. You know what I mean? So can't really, you know, it's not a daily. Let's go. I mean, like I say, if anybody wants to go long and try to get like a, you know, a range play here, rock on. Just know what you're doing. Don't be surprised if, you know, don't be surprised if, I'm not saying this because I think it's going to happen. I don't. I think this is a nice range play opportunity, right? 174 has shown you that it is a rejection. All right, 175. I'm sorry, 175. It's shown you not once, not twice, not 3 times, not 4 times, not 5 times. It's shown you 5 to 4 times. It has not been able to get it back above that level. But just don't be surprised, because you're always vulnerable to something, whether it's news. Just if you take this long and want to go for a nice range break, you just have to accept. You're gonna have to know the delta, because just look at your delta. If it's a 30-cent delta, you're gonna lose $30 for every dollar. It's just the easiest way to remember it, depending on how fast or slow that stock is moving. You're going to make or lose $30 pretty much for every dollar. It's just an easy way to look and be able to manage your risk. So, you know, if you like it and want to try a range play, you know, you very well could. You could come in with a nice gap and go tomorrow. And I do think if we can get up through here, and if we do break 175, if we can break 175 or so, you could get this thing going. I don't think anybody's going to try to front run it. I don't. I think you're going to have people wait and see it do something before they try to go long this name. I just think it's, I mean, because this would have been a beautiful consolidation. We pull back to the gap, and not only does it not hold the gap, it breaks the gap. Like, it just cannot hold. Nothing. Like, you couldn't hold 172, bro. Come on. There was a previous resistance, that gap. You filled the gap. Bang, bang. 2-day support. Nope. It just shit on it. Look, Friday. Shit on it. See ya. You know, maybe this is hit. Maybe Friday was hitting stops. Right? Maybe people went long here and they set their stop below 170, 169 and stuff. And the market just, they ran it down to the 20-day and triggered all those stops out. And that's where you got this thing holding up. And then now you're starting to make progress. Let's look at that real quick. If you can pull back and hold this level, man, I want to start seeing some volume here. We could take a long into the end of the day. I'm not going to hold anything overnight, but I would love to see it. Like, don't get me wrong. I would love nothing more than a Tesla run, man. That's a beautiful rip. Friday, Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Monday. Look at this. Yeah, we need that. We need that. Like, it's just you did it 1, 2, 3. You could get so I've always seen, like, the 4th time you test it. You know, I've seen more times than not on that 4th test you do get a break up and out through that level. So this could go for that, you know. But then, you know, you don't want to be long up there. You want to be long down here, all right? Not so far down, like, you know what I'm saying. You want to just put yourself in the best position possible to say, hey, you know what? I got a 30-cent delta. You know, I'm gonna lose $30 for every contract, or whatever percentage. I like to use percentages if I trade options. Not if, but I do. It's all really I trade. I do buy some shares and short every now and then, but you know, just knowing that your risk is, you know what I mean? Because you could get long at the 50-day, and she could just run a test real quick down here to retest that 170, and then just, you know what I mean, kind of just stop everybody out, and then just go right back running and gunning to the upside. You know, we could say this and we could say that, but you know, what I'm saying is if you get long here, you have to understand that just because Tesla pulls back to here, you're still not wrong. Tesla can still go higher. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, if you're a person that wants to go long here, maybe you put a stop loss at 170, 175, right? You got this nice little support level here, and see if you can break through VWAP. Tesla hasn't been able to hold VWAP all day, right? We can come up with all kinds of reasons to be bullish and bearish. Like, it's in a downtrend. It won't even hold VWAP. It's actually turning it into resistance. I mean, I don't know, man. I just think there's, you know, the sector is green though today, which is a good sign. But Tesla's that name where it's like, I wouldn't even consider it a stock to even say if the sector's green to like buy it, because Tesla is the only stock that's going to do what it wants to do. The market's going to just scream to the downside, and she's going to be making new highs, right? The sector's going to be green, and Tesla's down 6%. Like, if y'all follow Tesla, y'all know what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? You guys know what I'm talking about, and I'm surprised. It's not that I'm surprised, but this is a good sign here, where, you know, outside of you know, Japan and Toyota, which has been an unbelievable name for anybody that hasn't noticed. I called this out like a while ago, a few times, and this thing was just gap and go, gap and go, gap and go, literally every day or months on end, and it's been pulling back now lately, but it's hanging with the sector today, which is good. Let's go look at Rivian. What's Rivian doing? And I wonder, you know what? Rivian probably got a nice little pop off at GME because of just getting that risk off, you know, for the short side. But yeah, I'm just saying, if you guys notice these things, when you get stocks like GME and stuff going, you'll start seeing the stocks that are highly shorted, and you'll start noticing that there'll just be like a risk off trigger, like a broad-based risk off trigger. You know, you'll start seeing a nice rally where whoever's short, institutions that are short, they're taking some off of the table because they don't, you know, their job is to protect capital, right? They worry about making it second. They've already made it. This thing's couldn't hold $12, and, you know, it's down in the dumps. It's time to take some off. GME's going, you know, you're seeing TUP, probably DJT. Is that going today too? DJT. It had an update, but it reversed, which is all right. I was actually surprised today, but I also didn't really look, that there weren't more across the board on the scanner as far as like small caps and stuff like squeezing today. Because usually you get GME and just you get something to start it. Small caps had a really good week last week, but the overall market's not going anywhere. Same family, old folks. This have, see, Novavax, NVAX. Is NVAX going? Yeah, NVAX. I mean, outside of I mean, that's an earnings, but so yeah. There's that reversal. NVAX. So let me see Google. So Google's not shying away from this level. Like it did here on this pump higher. Do you guys see how it's not like, you see how the sellers aren't stepping up to reject that level, and it's kind of just like, it just like gets up there and it's kind of just like stays up there and it's just like stuck. It's not moving away from that level, which is kind of showing you that may not be a rejection point. I mean, obviously you have your wick highs up here. It's not a good looking chart by any means. But you can see this was a nice level that was, you know, your middleman, your resistance and support, and you can see that it went up through it, rejected it, but it's staying up there. When you use like Coinbase will do this. When you see it, say pull back into like $100, well, so just using up a number, and then you see it break through 100, like 98, 99, and then just flips in reverse and just screams and leaves it, right? Screams to the upside and leaves it immediately. It's showing you that, like that sentiment in and of itself, like getting to the level and then like immediately leaving, is showing you what you should be doing. And that is to, you know, getting the short off of that level, or buying the dip on the downside of a pullback and quickly screaming off of that level. It's showing you that there's a demand for buyers or a demand for sellers, right? And you're not getting that right here. This is what I'm noticing with Google. You know, we're up at this level, which was support and resistance, and it's just like, okay, yeah, I'm not scared of you. I'm still here, bitch. What you gonna do? I'm still here. Right? It's not worried about it. It's not leaving that level. You can see the first candle it did. Right? You can see that first candle. It came up, bang, rejected it, but then it's like, wait. Hold up. Let's go back and talk to Tommy, because he didn't convince me of that shit. Let's go back and talk to Tommy. Look. Here they go. Tommy ain't there no more. Oh, isn't that funny? He's not there no more. He left. He wasn't that convincing, and they came back. He knew that they were going to come back, so he left. So you could start to see Google hold this level at 170. Just something to keep an eye out for. See if it ends up holding this level, and see if it tries to go to the upper end of the channel. I know, Turkey. My cat's trying to find somewhere to sleep. She's trying to find something to hide under. Hold on, Boo-Boo. Yeah, 2 hour. Boom. Let's go. 1 hour. I just want to look at all the time frames so I can get a... So... Let's see if we get a little more upside between now and... Well, the bell's getting ready to fucking... We're getting ready to close here in a couple of minutes anyway. It should start to pull back when the bell... Yeah, we should start to get a pullback on Google going into the end of the day. I think here it goes. It should. We should start to get it like now. We should start to get a pullback on Google right now. It's not that would be worth the trade, because it may not give you the movement as quick and as far as you want it, so it's not something I would say to trade. But I do think that this level does break and we do get a pullback, and you probably sit at like 168.96, you know what I mean, 168.75, 169.80, or 169, I'm sorry. So I think you do get this little pullback off of this here and kind of finish the day. I mean, it would be something if we started falling out of bed and pulled back to test VWAP. You know, this 168 level. That's a nice little $1.50 there, but I don't know. Come here. You're okay. You're okay. I know you want somewhere to sleep. I know you want to hide under something. Here.
Holdings that he has in his books. Good to see you. So, as you see what OpenAI did today, and you think about...
I know you don't like this one. Come here.
How are you thinking about it as a shareholder?
Hi, Scott. Yeah, I think it's really an exciting time for the AI industry. Admittedly, the OpenAI exhibition was very, very impressive. That being said, as an Alphabet shareholder, we think there's plenty of room for the AI industry to have multiple players.
All right, I don't know what you want then. I don't know what you want. I just want to thank all of y'all for being here. Mark, I appreciate everything, bro. Emotion, bingo. Yeah. I mean... Points and a high and a low. Your closing price of the week is down low. It's your opening range of the week. Oh, I gotcha. Yeah. Oh, I see what you're saying. Mark. Dude, what the fuck? I have like ingestion. It's crazy. And I never get that shit. Here, come up here. I mean, listen, bingo, I would say the only thing that I would be upset with is why are we not tapping into, like, the easy stuff? Like, bro, I'm telling you, I think they could. If they made a phone call to, like, AMD, Intel, like, bro, just start bringing, go make laptops. Go make computers. It would be nothing to just make a computer with the company and slap the Tesla logo on it and make a nice color. Right? There's a whole new source of revenue. Why are they not doing it? I know they want to go down this AI and robotic stuff. If you're building robots, there's no reason why it should be complicated to just bring in revenue and bring out a nice, powerful, decent, lower-priced computer. Why aren't they doing it? Everybody and their mothers playing video games, streaming, markets, working. Like, why? That's what I would be upset about. And I keep saying it. Like, I know you guys hear me say it all the time, but why? Why are they not making... Like, I could see a phone, having to set up providers, shit like that. The most basic, easy thing, in my opinion, would be, I feel like, a computer. They have the smarts to make a software for themselves, or co-pilot with, like, Microsoft or something. Like, just have a new source of revenue. For that, I would be upset. Because I feel like they could do it, and they could do a good job, and it wouldn't cost that much money. You know, yes, they'd have to start getting a new facility, but they wouldn't even... I don't think they would have to do that. They could go to a company and say, hey, can you make the case for us? We're going to use AMD chips or Intel, whatever the people want. Like, I mean, I don't know. Maybe they could make their own or have a deal with Qualcomm or Taiwan Semiconductors. I don't know. I'm just saying, I think those guys on the board, or like the people that actually work there, are smart enough to figure it out. And I feel like it's a free source of revenue to add on top of vehicles, which is known to not be good. Like, you're going to make money long term, yes. But it's like Ford. If you owned Ford back in the 60s, 70s, and 80s, you made some money. You're doing okay, right? But we want more, you know, you're a tech stock. You want growth, right? You know, we just don't want a few dollars in dividends. We want some growth here. And you can do it. And you can do it. They can do it. At least Tesla could be able to, you know, or Elon and crew. I'm not just going to say Elon, because him and his, you know, some of the people he knows and people that work at Tesla, they could do it. And that would just be another source of revenue for Tesla. What do you think that would do to the stock if they came out and said, you know what? We want to start trying to change the game of computing, and we're going to make computers and possibly phones, laptops that people can afford, that are high speed. You get a free trial of SpaceX with it, something. You know? It's just an extra source of revenue that's not there right now. So it's like you're only going to make $1, but you're not making that dollar now. You know what I mean? Just pick it up. You're not picking it up right now, so why don't you just do it and pick it up? If that makes any sense. And I bought a little bit of Tesla, but I got rid of it. It just... I haven't really been... It's not that I haven't been... like, it's not that I don't think Tesla can't be what people think it can be, because I think it can. I just think... I think a lot of the money is being made privately, in my opinion. Like SpaceX, things like that. And, you know, that's okay. But... Bro, did this piece of shit really just turn this into resistance again? Look at this. Look at this. It doesn't even want to hold 172. It doesn't even want to try to test VWAP. Like, are you kidding me? I know it's just today. I know it's just right now. But, like, show us something. You know what? Look at that weekly. That weekly chart does look nice. Mark, that weekly chart does look nice. You got a gap, pullback. I don't like the volume on it. I would like to see this thing, you know, like, this is a nice looking setup on the weekly chart. I agree with you. But we need it to leave this level in a manner that shows us, hey, it's leaving 170 because the buyers can't get enough of this. And then it brings in more. You know what I mean? Like, the reaction of the stock at a price is, it speaks volumes. Like, some people may not know it until they're told, but paying attention to how it reacts at the levels speaks volumes. Is it going to $800? Is it going up to 800 and then just immediately rejecting and just, you know, just leaves it just quicker than it got there? Or is it going up to 800, hanging out? You know what I mean? Chances are 800 is going to break then. But like Tesla here, it's like 168. Yo, this is a nice pullback. Let's go. You should have triggers. You should have a ton of buying right now, and moving and limit order up, not just like, yeah, we're still here buying and it's not moving. That's not a good look. It's not a good look. It really isn't. You know, let's see here. We can do all this. We can go crazy with it. And again, I don't want you guys to think that I don't think Tesla is going to go higher. I do. Should be no problem for this thing to start testing that upper end of that range. And it hasn't tested it yet either. It hasn't tested the bottom end of that consolidation at 180, 179. It hasn't even made it resistance, like on a longer term aspect. I think I might try it. So.
Even in a long-term theme that I believe so heavily in.
Yeah, it's a good question, and maybe I'll just take a step back and talk a little bit about the Max 7 because we've been actually spending a lot of time on this. Obviously,
Let's see here. I love the Tesla talk today. I loved it. I can't see the chat.
Look at the earnings growth year over year. Q1 earnings, they're up.
I can't see the chat.
48%.
Damn.
The same price that they traded at.
Bro, there's no way. Could we? Could we do that? So if that's a 23, that should be. Hold on 1 second. So I can already see this is like in between the 50 and 32 fib. I can just see it. I don't even have to draw it. Yeah, it's at the 50% retracement. Damn, it's throwing the fucking 32 and oh my god. It's throwing it into resistance. If this does get moving higher, so we could use these as profit targets, potentially. If we can sit here and hold this level, man, then that's saying just a quarter of that original up move would take you back to 182. Just a quarter of this move. This up move here from earnings. Yo, if this thing starts to blow out, this is kind of telling me, like, this is going to help me if we do start to get some upside and you see, like, some really nice follow through and volume. I won't mind paying up for this because I think we have room to go.
I think it's legitimate. It's a derivative play of I, but there are other things too, whether it's a move to more electronic vehicles, right? And so there are other things that will fuel this that I think also are a contributing factor.
Okay, I got you.
So we're definitely paying attention, and we'll see.
I got you. I know exactly what you mean. Yeah, and that's what I mean. Like, if I have to pay up for it, I won't mind it. Do I have this indigestion like this?
So to speak, and
like I haven't ate anything weird.
Power this, right?
Oh, so the utility thing.
Utilities.
So you really think there's legitimacy to that conversation, which now everybody's talking about, the fact that utilities are one of the best performing sectors of late, and largely because it's like the derivative play of AI.
I think it's legitimate. It's a derivative play of AI, but there are other things
we getting
too,
a winner
whether
this week,
it's a move
boys.
to more
We getting
electronic
one.
Vehicles,
We
right?
getting
And
one.
so there are other things that will
We
fuel
catching
this that I think also are a contributing factor. So we're definitely paying attention, and we'll see.
Tell me about, on the list of things that are the key themes.
I think I'm going to take my little girl to
Yes.
the vet today.
That's interesting
She
to me.
just
Tell me more.
Sure. So sports
need to
investing
get her
and
some
my
stuff for
colleague Nicole Pullen-Ross, who
allergies.
runs sports
Get her
investing
claws
for Wealth. We
clipped.
collaborate a lot because, as you can imagine, it's a very important space.
She was just on the network.
I know
last
that.
week.
It's a very important space for our family office clients. I think sports are just an area where historically low correlation to the market. Our clients are always looking for themes and areas that have a low correlation to the broader market. In addition, the valuations in sports, if you look at where the NBA teams were trading in the mid-90s, like average 72 million. Today, that's over 3 billion for an NBA franchise team. And the media rights have a lot to do with that. And I think what our clients are starting to look for is what is the next big thing in
DraftKings
sports
did
where there's
go on
money
a
to
nice
be
little
made.
run.
I'm a former athlete myself. I'm a mom of 3 daughters. Women's sports is an area. I don't know if you got into the Caitlin Clark phase, craze and phase, whatever. But I think women's sports an area. People are really excited to watch women's sports.
Do you know who I am?
Sports. And so for all of these reasons, and the last thing I'll say about sports,
of course,
which I think is really important to our family offices and families in general, is that most of our families
that little
own
weird shit you do on the weekend, Judge, kind of came out right
where
there.
they live and work. And they love the
Well, it's a
idea
little weird,
of putting
but
infrastructure
it's all
and
good. Do some weird
investments
shit, too.
into where they live and work. And so for that reason, it's also super interesting. So we had a lot on sports at our conference.
And finally, real estate.
I say some weird shit. I don't do
in what
weird shit 'cause I don't
context?
fucking do
Sure.
anything.
So
This
I
is
would
what
say
I
for
do.
family offices, and again, I'm speaking about family offices.
Smoke a
not,
cigarette every now
broad
and then,
private clients
and I
in
look at
general.
charts.
For family offices, they tend to own real estate outright. We did a global
Every
family
now and then I
office
might
survey
make,
in 2023. Our families actually had 10% of their portfolios in real estate. I think similar reasons. They're hard assets. They can buy them in their communities. They can have an impact. They can own the buildings, pass them on to the next generation. And also historically has been a good hedge against inflation. One of the things that I think was interesting
listening
at
to her?
our
Or
family
no?
office conference is how popular the real estate segment was among our client
I
base.
mean, it's not
Last
really
year, it
important.
was,
I kind of wanted to
a breakout
like a
that not
take.
many people picked. But I think the last 18 months, we've seen some dislocation in prices that has been interesting to families. I said, they run to the market when others run away. And with higher interest rates, financing has been more difficult.
It's all good. What I wasn't going
going
to say anything either, though. Like
and
it
can
wasn't.
come into markets when maybe less financing is needed from a traditional institutional community.
Enjoyed our conversation as always.
Thanks so much for having me,
Yeah,
Scott.
thanks for being here. Sarah Terahano of Goldman Sachs. Up next, we're tracking the biggest movers into the close. Back to Christina, who's now had time to think about my earlier question. Christina.
I watched on a plane because it was free and easy to watch, and I could focus versus, getting distracted at home and trying to find it. That's why.
All right, I'll buy that.
And you also have to tell me what you ate for dinner on Friday, right? Because you said you'd follow up if it was meat and potatoes. But let's talk about a pharmacy chain looking to say bye-bye to the UK. And another tech firm going private because they couldn't cut it out in public markets. That and obviously so much more right after this break.
I didn't hear what country that. I want to hear that. I don't know what country it was from. Amgen. So Novo Nordisk. NVO. Step. Every time I say NVO, I can't help but think it's Drake and Kendrick's song. Oh my god. When he says OVO, NVO, step this way, step this way. Academics was on yesterday talking about they were going through the pictures with Novo Nordisk's what the hell is it called? I know what it's called. I just forget it. The shit for your sugar and stuff like that for diabetes. They went on this whole rant. They spent 3 hours just trying to just like look into like who stole it, this, that, and the third. This thing's going, man, and I feel like that's this was one that was obviously been going. So here's what I took like. So when he was going through all of like the timelines and stuff from like 2 years ago and last year, they've been taking this. You know what I'm saying? So it doesn't surprise me that this stock has just been ripping and roaring from that the new drug, because they've been taking it low key and there wasn't really nobody talking about it, and you didn't really know about it unless you were, taking it. But as far as like actors and just any like an entertainer and like just that type of crowd was just all over this thing, and that they couldn't make much of it. Let's see. Hopefully, can prevent. Come on, there's got to be one with Ozempic. There it is, Ozempic. That they just can't make it fast enough. It would have been nice to know about this thing a few years ago, though. because they've like Drake. They've whether it's for him or somebody else, it doesn't matter. It doesn't even matter if you take it. Like, who gives a shit? Whether you take Adderall or anything, there is that line. Whether if you want to be a drug addict, cool, okay, but that's your decision. You're gonna have to learn from it. But taking Adderall because you need it, or you need sleeping pills because you're jet lagged, and you got to be able to say, hey, I got to go to bed. I got to go to bed because I got to perform. Like, it is what it is. It's okay. I don't see a problem with that. Rick Ross taking Prozac or whatever it is. Okay, whatever. Who cares? He's losing weight. But anyway, my point is that, man, I wish I would have knew about this shit a couple years ago when they've been taking this thing. Like, been taking it. Like, this thing has been a thing. And it wasn't until 3 years later, when we're talking about it, And it's just, this was a big, look at this. This thing's $10. It was $10, y'all. And it's up to 100 and, even just at 80, 90.
Hour 15 from the bell, back to Christina now.
Wall Street knew. That's the thing. Wall Street knew Drake and all these entertainers. Like, this was big.
Those shares
and it was going to be
about
big.
5% right now in a report that the company is looking to sell. It's $8.8 billion drugstore chain
you won't
in
know about
the
it unless
UK.
you
The
look
company
into
is
this
holding
stuff, too,
early-stage discussions with potential bidders, but the formal sale process has not yet begun.
Wait,
this according to
Walgreens is...
Bloomberg. Squarespace shares, though, surging after announcing a $6.9 billion deal to go private, an all-cash deal to private equity firm Permira, I should say. Squarespace is the latest in a string of tech firms going private after continued struggles with underperformance since
I think
its
they
IPO
both
back
chose
in May
violence, bro,
2021. Shares up
honestly.
13%.
They both did.
All right.
You know what I said yesterday?
Still ahead,
I was like, what if they just did all this and was like, yo, if we do it, we gotta act like it's real? What if they're not even really beefing? They just doing this to promote Kendrick's new album and to just make some money? Like, we could come up with that idea. Like, any of us could go ahead and like act like we're at each other when we're really not. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not the case. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying it would just be crazy if it was. That's all. That's all I'm saying. What if they just getting everybody just to get some money moving? The game's been dry for a little bit. We need to speed this money and views and shit up. Pick a side. You better do it now because we dropping it. You know what I mean? And it was another reason why when they were talking about how Kendrick dropped so fast, it's like, I mean, I don't know. It just wouldn't surprise me. I don't think that's the case. You know what I mean? Because it brought the kids into it, obviously. And they chose, like you said, they chose violence. But it would be funny if they said, yo, like, nothing is off the table. We still good. Right? Just to get shit going. I'm with you, though. It is. And you know what's crazy is because you see what the two of them did. It's not even really just the two of them, but like J. Cole. So I personally think there was more of something going on with J. Cole with Kendrick than there was with Kendrick and Drake. And then it turned into a Drake and Kendrick thing when Drake went back after him for what he was saying about J. Cole and stuff. I'm not really sure how that went down. And what's funny is how, like, nobody said anything about Future and Drake kind of like separating. Like, academics like talks, like, there's people that talk to these people and they don't say, hey, they're not talking. Like, they kept that under wraps. Like, when did that even happen? Because they just dropped a few songs within like 6 months. It's like, how do you just how do you just fall out? You just released 2 new songs and then it's just like, oh yeah, by the way, we're not friends. It's been a month. What? Would y'all just get in a fight over a dinner or something? Like, y'all was just hugging each other a month ago. What are you talking about? So, I don't know. I would like to know. I personally think, I don't know if Future has said anything, but Future hasn't came out and done anything. I really don't think he's that serious with the beef with Drake. I just think you just got a lot of people mad, right? Because Future ain't had no music really outside of what him and Drake did. Like, honestly, as far as hits, and I feel like you just got a lot of mad motherfuckers because they got to get up and get to work. Because he keep putting on. Like, nobody would have... Who is making music? right? If it's not Drake and his team, and I'm not just saying Drake himself, but like Drake and the team. If they're not putting shit out with 21 and Future and like this, what songs do y'all have? What songs does anybody have? You know what I mean? They try. What, you know what I'm saying? Like, honestly, like real, like club or bar, like just hit. I'm talking hits now. You know what I mean? I think you got a lot of people upset. I told Rick Ross, I commented on Rick Ross stuff. I said, and listen, I ain't got no beef with none of them or anything, right? I'm not picking a side. I will say this. The boy Drake has been putting on, has been able to align people to provide what it is that he does as an entertainer, and that is to entertain and make music. And he has been doing it for 15 to 20 years, consistently got hits that they do songs. And I'm like, you can't say nothing about it. I don't give a shit what he's done. At the end of the day, if you know what I mean, if I need something to listen to, why is it him that is the only one that is providing this shit? Future, I love you, bro. Give me that street shit. I need it. Where are you? You ain't done nothing except with Drake.
Sunday MLB games are free on the company's channel.
Y'all gotta get to work. Ain't nobody listening to Rick Ross. Maybe down in Miami and Florida. When they go around his house, they just bump it and then they turn that shit right back off, and then we're listening to Sexy Red. You know what I mean? I think y'all just got a lot of people mad. They gotta get to work and they gotta put music out. And I think that's why. I think there's more jealousy than there is anything else. I really do. I really do. They just mad. He's just been there for 15, 20 years. But he got more, I would say he's got more hits than Michael Jackson. How many, like seriously, go down the line and count how many songs that have hit, I don't know, 50 to 100 million. And I swear to God that there is probably a list of 100. Rick Ross, French Montana, Future, 21, you name it, there's a hit with them. Freaking Chicago, my guy, I forget his name off the top of my head. I'm just saying, I could see why they're mad, but just go in and bring some music. Like, you see how happy the West Coast got? Kendrick ain't dropped in 10 years. Finally they get one song and they don't even know what to do with it. And why is that? Jesus, why the fuck is Drake tied to that song, Kendrick? Come on, bro. If it wasn't for Drake, they wouldn't be bumping your shit right now, though. He's not on it, but you made it because of him. Like, why? Like, remove the Drake and start making hits. You know what I'm saying? Once again, we're back at it's because of Drake is why we bumping your shit, right? Like, we still can't even get around that right now as songs are coming out because they're about Drake. Like, it's crazy. Listen, I'm just gonna say it's a great time to be alive. There's opportunity. We got some music, you know, which was getting scarce there for a little bit. Like, I don't know what the hell Yeezy doing. Like, there's like one or two songs that I kind of can, like, I can listen to it. Then I'm listening to like I'm looking at these 16-year-old white boys driving in the car, bumping that shit at the mall, and I'm like, I can't help but look like, what the fuck is y'all, what is going on right now? Like, I don't know, me personally, I like that street stuff. I like good music, you know, I take what I can get, but you know, it's kind of dry, you know, it hasn't been dry lately, fortunately, you know, but we'll see what happens. We're gonna see what happens. I think I seen Wayne's dropping. Listen, I will say this too about Kendrick. Listen, the production on Kendrick's shit is top notch, right? On a lot of his songs. Like, I may not be the biggest fan of Kendrick. There's a few songs that I like. And the production is always good, even from like the song, the beat, you know, how clean it is and how they do it, how they go about the song, to even the music videos they make. And I thought the last one with J. Cole that Drake did was actually pretty good too. That they finally stepped up that production, even for the video. And it was like, oh, okay, I see why they did that, because it was pretty much involving Kendrick. Right, so that's what Kendrick does. That's what they did. They had to put on, and I kind of, you know, some ODB. Yep. So That's but it's crazy if it is crazy too though that you had his bodyguard get shot. And what's crazier, how the fuck you live in a country, bro, where your security guards can't even carry a 9, a Glock. A trained police officer, retired police officer, security guard. I'm not saying that he is, but where is the, this motherfucker is an economy himself. He does not die. I die. The state, country, Canada, you need to give them motherfucking guns. Just a couple of 9mm, whatever. Train them. They're not going to be stupid. If you got a bunch of people around, they're not just going to be spraying the shit to kill some innocent kid or somebody. But for what just happened at his house, like Drake, and I was actually surprised too, guys. If you looked at Drake's house in Canada, it didn't have. Usually, you would have by the front gates, you would have like whether it's stone or just even wood, you would have like a place that the security guard could be under a roof. Right, and even with siding and shit, right? Kind of like a little shed type jaunt with a seat, and you know what I mean, checking your ticket. Are you on the list? Nah, you gotta get up out of here. And he couldn't even carry a gun, and they gotta just stand outside in the open, like ready to get hit. That don't make no sense, Drake. You gotta do something about that, or you're gonna get a lawsuit. You know what I'm saying? They gotta have some type of protection standing outside of the gate. You know what I'm saying? That I was kind of like, bro. You spend $100 million on the house, but why is there no little like shack for the security guard to sit in out front of the gate? Why? Why are they just standing there, just getting rained on, and you know what I'm saying, and are vulnerable at that? Not just getting rained on, but you're vulnerable. Somebody could just sit 100 yards away and pick your ass off if they really wanted to attack you because they know what's in the safe. You know what I mean? We saw the music video. We saw all the rapping that you did with the money. And we saw all the stacking that you did. You got about 2, 3, 4, 5 million in that motherfucker. Give it to me now. I'm coming. So the only way to avoid that is to protect your people. And that's crazy for the country. And that's the only thing I don't like, you know what I'm saying, with Australia, Canada, and all these countries that when they take people's guns away, it's just like, bro, you know, you need it. It's a right. You know what I'm saying? You have a right to live. You have a right to defend yourself when attacked. You know, I think a lot of these people aren't stupid. They know how to use it, but he could get a lawsuit, man. The state could come in and say, Jake, you know, you didn't do your job as a business owner to protect your coworkers. The state could come after Drake on that. I don't think they will. I'm not saying they will. I don't think they will. I'm just saying that type of stuff happens. They'll do an investigation, but y'all know how states are. If you don't, you'll have to look. We got 1 minute left. I'm glad we were able to talk about the beef. We were able to talk about Tesla. Like, this was a good day. This was a good day. I did not trade anything.
In a second.
I took off a trade. So, for anybody that was curious, I got short the SPY Friday, and I decided to take that off today. We have PPI tomorrow, so if you are going to just put in something, you know, maybe you spend $20 one way and $20 the other. Make sure you know how to do it. Use throw in a triple leverage, triple leverage ETF in there, right? So you can actually make money and break even and not just lose. Man, what are we gonna do if the market doesn't move? So I will say this: I'm really wanting to see what retail sales are, because if we're starting to see people lose jobs, and not only are they losing jobs, the ones that do have jobs are still like just tapped out. That's not good. That's not a good look. That does not show a soft landing. So we'll see what happens here. I want to see Tesla. WBA. Walgreens. That's why. Oh my God. I'm sorry about that. I was just trying to get to it. I knew it was about to happen. Just to check to make sure the volume was down. All right. Tonight, I am going to go over charts and get entries, exits, depending on PPI, and really have a nice game plan for today. I like to take the, unless something happens, I'd like to take the day to see how the week and see where we start, what does what, right? So you saw automotive, like Ford, Tesla, they all had a good day today. It was a mixed bag though. Energy, kind of a down day, so I'm looking there for the downside, just like, you know, markets do. Banks, so You're seeing, look, utilities, they were flat. So the things that were strong had either like a small pullback, or they're, you know, kind of just consolidating. So we'll see if we get, you know, a downside, or if this is a buyable dip, or if we're, you know, kind of getting ready to market turnaround is what I'm getting at. I don't know, but this here, we'll have to see. I also will look at the world to kind of see what. Let's go look at where did Europe? Does anybody know where Europe closed at today? We'll look at the 50 and the 60. Okay, so Europe already closed red today and did not break out to a new high. Oh wow, that's funny. I told you guys why I was short. I would like to see. Oh, so the stock 600 did. Okay, small caps. All right, that's all I got, guys. I may put out a short video. It'll probably be recorded instead of live. Maybe 5-10 ideas. You guys already know what I'm looking at, though. Financials. Probably Tesla. We talked about that. And energy. I kind of want to look at the bottom right of my screen. Exxon. This would have been a nice trade this morning. I wasn't ready for it. I saw it, and it kind of just like started selling off right there off of that bear flag, and I just, you know, I just didn't take it. You know, I like to short the pops. But so that's that. All right, you guys have a great afternoon.
Thanks for having me. Happy GameStop day.
Yeah, you guys have a great. I appreciate all of you all for being here. Let's kill it this week, guys. Let's kill it this week. I appreciate all of you guys coming here. And again, the point of this is so we can all work together, so we can all just bust some ass and make some fucking money. Right? That's all it is. That's all it is.
What we just saw last week.
If I don't put out a 10-minute video with stocks, I'll see you guys tomorrow. I'll be on tomorrow bright and early around 6:30, 7 o'clock at least by like 7 o'clock. I'll definitely be on. Outside of that, you guys have a safe, good night. I appreciate all of y'all. I hope you guys have a good night. And again, happy Mother's Day to all of y'all's mothers, your grandmothers, and your family members. You guys have a great night. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Be easy out there, guys. Stay safe.
Was enough, and now we're back to the bull market, and things still look good to us.
All right, now Eric, you were bearish about a year ago. Then you got tactical, said it's a tactical trading market. Now it sounds like you're turning bearish again. You're not looking for a summer rally, right?
I'm not. So, I would say that we are, one of the backdrops of this overall market is that we are late cycle. This is the longest period we've been below a 4% unemployment.